show. In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you can feel the strain. You've been having so much trouble just fitting in. In the tower, we can help you. We will make you sing. In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you can feel the strain. Reach out, touch the fear. It is always there. Put on this coat of black. There ain't no going back. In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you can feel the strain. You've been waiting for this moment, for this feeling to grow. In the shadows, always watching, always running the show. In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you can feel the strain. You've been having so much trouble just fitting in. In the tower, we can help you. We will make you sing. In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you can feel the strain. Reach out, touch the fear. It is always there. Put on this coat of black. There ain't no going back. In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you can feel the strain. You've been waiting for this moment, for this feeling to grow. In the shadows, always watching, always running the show. In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you can feel the strain. You've been having so much trouble just fitting in. In the tower, touch the fear, it is always there. Put on this coat of black, there ain't no going back. In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you can feel the strain. You've been waiting for this moment, for this feeling to grow. In the shadows, always watching, always running the show. In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you can feel the strain. You've been having so much trouble just fitting in. In the tower, we can help you. We will make you sing. In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you can feel the strain. Reach out, touch the fear, it is always there. Put on this coat of black, there ain't no going back. In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you can feel the strain. You've been waiting for this moment, for this feeling to grow. In the shadows, always watching, always running the show. In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you can feel the strain. You've been having so much trouble just fitting in. In the tower, we can help you. We will make you sing. In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you can feel the strain. Reach out, touch the fear, it is always there.
Excellent.
As I knock stuff over on my desk. Oh, it's too early in the video for cussing.
It is a little early in the video.
Well,
You
I
know
mean,
what,
we don't
though?
monetize anyway, so. Hello,
Welcome,
everybody.
everyone. How's everybody doing? Y'all having fun?
I'm having fun.
Be honest. Be honest. It's a cool. It's a cool.
It's a cool.
Welcome to the Black Tower. Welcome to our live stream. This is us live, uncut, unfiltered, and raw.
Not like we usually have filters, and not like we're usually
all
not raw, but it is live, which is unusual.
That's fair.
Usually you hear our voices live if you're one of our lovely Patreons who join us on Wednesdays for our recordings, but you don't see us live, which is probably
now you get to
for some of us.
See the facial expressions that we make live.
Yes,
exactly.
Welcome. We are, of course, the Black Tower podcast. I am your Bajan Mahal, Andrew. One of you.
And that's Andrew.
Oh, he was choking.
I am your Sorvan Mahal. You know me by my regular person name as Josh.
And I am your Amen Khan Mahal, and when I am not running around waving a flag and singing songs, I am known as Daniel.
And yes,
my friends call me Daniel, or they would if I had any friends.
Yes, Daniel is not on his couch because he is currently traversing the western side of the U.S. I don't know how far. Didn't first day, didn't you put
western...
1,000 miles on the bike?
Oh, buddy, by the end of this trip, it's going to be I think 26,000 or 2,600 miles.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a long
I'll be
trip.
putting 1,100 miles on the bike just going to and coming back from Jordan Con.
Nice, right?
Dude, I gotta say real quick, I am so happy and so pissed that both of you are going.
I mean, you can
Thanks,
still...
guys.
You can...
No. Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Hey, we had to represent.
It's true. The Black Tower needs to be there. Someone needs to stay back at the actual tower.
Exactly.
Make sure the soldiers don't play the game. How much balefire can you take before you are incinerated?
You know what? Just get Adrian to buy a life-size cutout of you, and I'll just carry you around everywhere we go.
Yes, we'll just take pictures everywhere. Also, I just want to throw out there, spoiler alert. So if you haven't actually read most of the books, close your ears for the next 10 seconds. A lot could have been avoided if they had just left an intelligent and cool Sorvan Mahal at the tower in the books. So it's not a bad idea to leave supervision for your ashrama.
I actually remember to make a little spoiler warning thing, even though the spacing is now magically suddenly screwed up.
Yay, spacing. But anyway, that is not what we are here to talk about today. We actually have a very special live stream, as you can already tell, because you are seeing us live. Last year, in June and July, we actually got a number of other YouTube content creators who are also based on the Wheel of Time to get together and have some really fun panels where we would take a topic, typically opinionated ones like what's the best of this or the worst of this, and have them all choose. And then we sat back and we talked about all of them for a number of hours. And it was super fun and we loved every minute of it. And so this year, we decided that we wanted to do another one of those, but we actually wanted to do it with the fans deciding who we would have on. So from every night, or really not night, every session of last year's panels, we took all of the people who were on that panel and put them into a Twitter poll and asked what would be the most fun, the most entertaining, whatever it was that you used as a metric to have as a panel built, one from each night of the panelists that we had before. And so we did actually go ahead and get results from that. We contacted the people. Unfortunately, we could not actually get the first choice from every night, but we did actually get it from 2 out of the 3 nights, and we got sort of the runner-up, who is also amazing and no less and entertaining and enjoyable, to go ahead and do what we are calling the Build a Panel Workshop. And that is today. That is here. We are here for it. And we have our panelists waiting in the wings as we speak. So as soon as we are done doing our shameless plugs and introductions, we will get them in here and talk about what you actually came here to see, which is Wheel of Time discussion.
Yeah. So we'll keep them very, very short, sweet, and to the point. If you've been here for like probably the last 5 minutes, you've already seen Streamlabs go ahead and tell you about our website. That's
Awesome.
where you can go. We've got forums that you can enjoy and post in if they're active. I mean, it's up there. You can do it. And the more people that do it, the more we interact with it. You can get links to our merch stores, which will definitely come in handy for some giveaways we've got coming up if you want to go and look at stuff. There's also a link to our Discord.
Giveaways?
Yes. And there's also a link to our Patreon, which is the only place that at certain tiers you can get one of these fancy schmancy coins. This one is for our dedicated patrons. So, of course, it is the sword coin. And I'm not going to go into detail because I don't have the spoiler banner up. But we have another one, too, that is, of course, the dragon coin that uses the dragon head from this and has BTP on the other side. They're really dope, good quality coins, and you can only get them on Patreon. Yes, challenge coins. And as much as people want to participate, we will be following the long-held bar tradition of challenge coins. So, yeah, we're going to get into the woodworking later, DK. Sorry. We're trying. we're waiting for the Leafy Boys to make the bench. But
Right?
It said something about singing wood. I don't know.
Yeah, sunwood's the best to make your panels out of.
Yes. So Josh, do you want to tell us about our not sponsor but supporter, because this is YouTube, that you're married to? Because YouTube gets angry if you are sponsored and don't put up a paid promotion.
Yes. So, I would like to talk about our
Lord and Savior.
supporter. She goes by the name of the Crystal Barista. If you have an interest in anything, rock, mineral, and or going out and searching for rocks or making jewelry, any type of interest in that, you should go to crystalfest.com or go to facebook.com/crystalbarista. Actually, facebook.com/rockpick, and you will know you got the right place because it's the Crystal Barista. Now, she does subscription boxes for rocks, gems, minerals. She does all kinds of sales over the weekends. She does the Crystal Festival, which we are hosting in a couple of weeks in Moab, Utah. So if you're in the area, you should come to the Crystal Festival in Moab, Utah. And if you come to me and say that the Black Tower sent you, I just might have some BTP swag for you. Just saying. But
Indeed.
yes.
Also, just as a reminder, just because it is a little bit hard, I always mix it up, if you will, when it's just said. That is rock pick, both with a CK, not like picture, but like pickaxe. So ROCKPICK.
That's right. That is accurate. So go check it out. Go get some rocks. Go get
Links
some shinies.
should be in the description below, I believe.
Link in description below.
And
Get some
right
shinies
next
for that
to
special someone.
Right, and right next to that description, if you are not already subscribed to our channel, please do so. We definitely appreciate that. It definitely helps us with everything that we do and allows us to do more of that.
Last
And
I
to make
looked, we
sure
were 3 away from 300.
Hey, that's excellent. And if you want to
300
know
more
when
than I
we're
ever
putting
thought.
out, right? And now, if you want to know when we're putting out videos, especially because we do kind of not always off the cuff stuff for like our Discord people, but if you're not on our Discord, that's totally fine. We're glad you're here on YouTube. But to make sure that you're alerted when we do videos and stuff, go ahead and hit that bell if you want to. If you just want to, look us up when on your time, don't worry about hitting that bell. Just go ahead and subscribe so that or so that we're easy to find.
Yep. So we would be amiss if we didn't say thank you, of course, to The Way of the Leaf and Rob. We know they just finished off their stream, their regular scheduled Sunday stream, and not only are they kind enough to go beyond that and come on with us and do the Build-A-Panel, but they also brought the puppet train.
We have the puppets? Oh shit!
We got the puppet.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
thank you very much. Puppet train.
we are about to bring our first set of guests in, and so you know what panel they came from, we're gonna roll a minute clip of a flashback, I guess, of our very first YouTuber panel. So here you go. Enjoy as we bring in our first guest. Thank you, Manscaped,
has someone
for
been ordering
not
from
actually sponsoring
Manscaping?
this.
Save your junk.
But if you'd
anyway.
like to sponsor it,
Yeah. I got a whole dome to shave now.
I can
so.
guarantee Manscaping, if you want to sponsor us, I will do a video
no. Whoa.
Wow, whoa.
of me using your product on my face. Calm down. How about you?
Face. Okay.
Our viewership can't handle that, okay?
I can't really
That's
speak for
feeling
Ryan,
much.
but we use lint rollers.
Yeah, there you go. That sounds like it's painful.
Manscaped, there's your next audience right there.
Right there.
It's like a
the
cat's
puppet
tongue.
crowd.
Whoa.
The puppet crowd.
All right, I'm sorry.
That might have been the line from the night.
Anyway,
These lint rollers.
you've seen this kind of thing before. We've got 8 people on. We have to structure it. There's no way that even the...
Daniel's background.
All right. So there you go. There was the flashback to our very first YouTuber panel where the lovely puppets joined us.
The puppets are here.
We are. We're back.
Indeed, and we are glad to have you both back.
For better
Thank you
or for worse.
joining us.
Oh yeah.
Cheers.
Hey boys.
Puppets, I drink to your health.
You
Clink.
honorary Ashiman you.
That's right.
Yes.
Thanks
I
for
work-
joining us. Thank you so much for being here. Honestly, guys, we love you so much. And we always love the chance to get to hang out with you guys. And we are super excited to see what you guys have to add tonight.
Well, you guys are some of our very earliest friends. You welcomed us into the community with open arms, and I'm glad that that we're hanging out like this. This is great. Thanks for having us back.
Great.
And we keep running back to
absolutely.
you with open arms. Hoping you'll see.
Now I come to you. I can't Steve Perry very well, so I had to drop it an octave.
Oh, I was journeying.
Or two. That's what I'm saying. Steve Perry.
So.
No.
I thought you were reading.
Creating.
Open arms, and that weird little piano.
Yeah.
Yes. It's beautiful.
All right.
So
Well,
Brother Dan, Brother Ryan, like, tell the people. I know they know who you are, but just give us a recap real quick. Tell everybody listening who you are, what you do, where you can be found. Give it a
Hi,
real quick.
I'm Brother Dan. I'm a Libra, and I love hot tamales.
Yay!
Exactly what I wanted.
Ryan, take it away.
I'm Ryan. I'm a fan of Russian literature, as is often quoted. And anyway, so we are.
Yashibia.
Yes, and Rocky movies, Russian literature, and Rocky movies.
Yashibia.
I span the gamut. So we are the Way to Leaf. We are a YouTube channel. We are semi-sentient beings. We love to talk about this series. We have a live stream we host on Thursdays, which is a first-time reader show, and then we have a full spoiler episode, which we call Tavern Talk, which happens on Sundays. So that's
Sometimes
Thursdays
people get
at 8.
attacked by bobcats.
Yes.
Yeah, we definitely had
It's always
yeah.
an adventure.
Yeah,
Well,
we
guys-
discussed today the similarities between old ears and bobcats.
They each have tufts on their ears. Come on.
Hey,
They all do.
I think that means that what you're saying is that Ogier are actually descended from bobcats.
I'm saying that there's a common gene.
doesn't Yoda have your tufts on his ears?
Yeah, but
No.
that's just from old age, I think.
Yeah, I think that's just
you know that
growing
old
hairs.
guy
growing out of his ears. Just
when
got
you were a
real
kid.
long.
You had to
Yeah.
go to you had to go to church,
Yeah, right.
and there was
exactly.
that old guy who had like 40-year-old butterscotch in his pocket, and he was like, "Here you go, little kid." And you're like, "He's got hairy ears.
Josh,
Why does
Josh.
he have hairy ears?"
So now we know how Josh feels about Yoda.
Indeed. But where can the people find the way de la Leaf?
Right here. We're right here.
Yeah.
Yes, but what if you're not online right now? Like, obviously, right now they're watching you. But
I very much
once
appreciate.
you-
Yeah, thank you, Daniel. I very much appreciate the opportunity to hawk our wares and have people
Could you
come
test
join us.
wares if you have
We
some?
are on YouTube, so The Way of the Leaf YouTube, and then we are also on Twitter. We have a Patreon, Patreon / The Way of the Leaf, if you want to support us there, and we are on Instagram. We're pretty much everywhere. Wherever you see handsome puppets talking intelligently about the Wheel of Time, you
There we
are not. Yeah, it's some other show. Go to The Way of the Leaf. You'll find people talking stupidly about the Way of the Time.
I love it. I love it.
Cool. All right.
Modesty out the window.
Boom.
That's right. Plug yourself. You gotta. If you don't love yourself, how can anyone else?
We have a
Plug yourself
Patreon. We
before you
now
judge
have
yourself.
merchandise. We have all kinds of stuff. You see this shirt? Get one for
That's-
your puppet. Right.
Get one on your puppet. Or do
Do
they
you
make
have-
them in non-puppet sizes?
Do you have human sizes?
We have human sizes. We have human size hoodies. We have human size zippy hoodies. We have human size pull-up.
low gear size shirts.
That's
We
I
have
was just gonna ask that.
We have sung wood cutting boards.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
All right, I need one. I need one.
Nice. Well,
All right.
thank you.
so to give you another flashback, our next guest is from our second YouTuber panel. So let's go ahead and remind you of that panel while we bring in that guest now.
Super excited.
Steven,
Super-
you had thoughts.
Steven,
Yeah,
give us your
so-
thoughts.
I don't think it's an arc. I think it's a line. I think it's a line from one point to another point, and it goes down. And so I get the argument now.
Arc?
No, he's not drawing it
Oh.
like this. He's drawing it like that. There is no.
Right.
It's
Okay.
here.
Fair.
It's a very, very tragic,
here.
No,
boring,
you're right, you're
annoying.
right.
Yeah,
You're
it's
right.
tragic, but
I
it's
see
not
what you're
tragic.
saying.
It's not
I'm
tragic
Gowan
enough.
in Andor, and I met this farm boy, and oh, hi, I'm Gowan, the dumbass who puts on all the blood knife rings.
Yeah, it's that exactly.
Yeah, even though I know for a fact that's
So-
gonna kill my wife.
I could see that as an arc. I see it more of a line. I wish it was more tragic. Is my thing. So I'm a thumbs
agree.
down, but I do get the argument more now.
I agree it should be more
Yeah.
tragic, and I hope the show does a little bit more with it because it's not as good as it should be. But there's some good
Yeah.
elements there.
Honestly,
It's an arc,
cool.
it's a character
when it
arc.
comes to the filter of the show,
Rebecca from Reading the Pattern.
Aye.
Willkommen, bienvenue.
Hey guys.
Okay. Super excited to have you here, Rebecca. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Again.
thanks for having me back.
It's like
Of
the
course.
second time.
I
Second
know.
time?
So weird.
It's great.
Well,
Josh.
love the new
Sir,
logo
what's that?
because
Yeah.
since we did the panel, obviously your logo's new. You've had
My
it for
logo
a
is
little
new.
while now, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I
it's,
like it. It's cool.
okay, I'm glad you guys like it. That was like a viewer was like, commenting and like, hey, I do logos and wanted to help me out. So I took it as a sign that I should do it.
Aw.
That's awesome.
it's almost like
We worked
fans
on
are
it.
some
I
of the
like it.
best people ever.
Hey, can you share this viewer?
Almost.
Yeah, I swear. I swear we all are just like birds, and some people just put out bird feeders of talent, and we just go, oh, thank you. You're nourishing us.
And then sometimes the squirrels get into our bird feeders and we're like, no, not for you.
And then we yell at it aggressively.
Stop it.
That's why you got to grease the balls.
Mine?
Well,
Mine?
Rebecca,
Right?
I know that most everybody, if not everybody, already knows who you are. But if you could please do us the honor of just telling us who you are, what you do, and where the people can find you.
Absolutely. All right. So my YouTube channel is Reading the Pattern. And I feel like I have a ton of stuff there now because I've kind of branched out to do different things, but it's still like pretty much all Wheel of Time related. Lately, I've been trying to like focus on TV show type content, and I've been doing a lot with like different adaptations, like other book to screen adaptations, especially in the fantasy genre, just like for comparison, like looking at like what did they do, what did they change, and why, and like how that might impact you know, things we might see on the Wheel of Time, and then just taking topics from the books and saying how I would change them. So it's kind of like right in line with what we're going to talk about tonight, like how things might need to be changed from the book to the screen. And it's pretty much just like, you know, Rafe keeps telling us like we got to be prepared for how different things are going to be. And I think a lot of people, you know, we should talk about that, like help get people prepared.
Isn't that a
so I
Disney
dig
song?
into a lot of those
Be
topics.
prepared.
He said gird your loins.
Wrong alignment, but yes. So what I'm saying is you're out of line, but you're right.
Our teeth and ambitions are bared. Be
What is that from?
prepared. Which
That's-
one?
That was,
A line was
Mulan?
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Mulan, that was totally Mulan.
Seriously, why isn't
Be
Daniel
This
not
one was
singing?
Lion King.
Daniel, why are you
That
not
one-
singing every line you ever say? That's crazy. What just happened there?
Oh, be prepared. That was Lion King. You're right.
Yeah,
huh?
Be Prepared is Lion King.
Because we're trying not to get a copyright strike
Yes,
for
that's
musical
actually-
infringement.
I sing this much of anything that I sing because otherwise we get yelled at by YouTube.
Makes sense.
Guys, I steal only what I can afford, which is everything.
Gotta keep one jump.
Sorry.
It's the way.
This is the way.
Yeah, like people are like, wait, why are you stealing? And you just run away.
Well,
Yeah,
I
to
only
avoid-
steal what
avoid
I
the
can
conflict.
afford. Yeah.
So,
that makes it
Rebecca, you're obviously reading the pattern on YouTube. On Twitter, it's at pattern.
Pattern reading.
Okay, I was right. I remembered something.
You did good, Dandrew. We're so proud of you.
Dandrew. Yep.
Dandrew.
Dandrew.
Yeah, he
is
tried.
that like? Is that
He
whenever
tried.
brother Dan and I like do the DBZ like
don't-
fusion?
Well, it's when you guys were partners on Watchinary, right? That's your team
No,
name.
we
on
weren't. We weren't partners. I was partnered with Tree.
No, I know, but when we do Watchinary, that's your team name.
Fair
And
enough.
our brother Dan and I, if we do Watchinary and get partnered together, we're just double D.
Yeah, we're Dan squared, which is better than twice. We are better than the sum of our parts.
Exactly.
That's right. That's synergy.
It's almost
That's
like we're the
synergy.
product of our parts.
Ryan, put up the Daniel finger guns. Oh, this isn't
Oh,
our
God.
stream. We have that. That's
Dang
a
it.
reoccurring theme in our show. Is
Oh,
you
God.
doing the finger guns?
You know what he's
Daniel's
talking
finger
about?
guns
There's a fantastic
are amazing.
GIF that Rob from Malkier Talks made. Just go to like the Tenor GIFs website. I think it's like tenor.com or tenor.gifs or something, and just literally type in BTP, and you'll see it. Or you can just search GIFs in Discord, and
I
it's
feel
there.
like
I'm looking in the comments and you guys are renaming my channel. What's going on right now?
What?
Wait,
Huh?
what?
Oh, the
Uh-oh.
chat is renaming your channel?
Yes.
Oh, God.
I blame the
Why?
puppets. That seems like some shenaniganry they'd be up to.
I'm. You know what? No one has read us, but we may be Taviran. I can't say we aren't.
Have you talent?
okay.
I can't say you're not either. I mean, every time
I like half
I
panicked
try
for
to
a
make-
second. I was like, I'm pretty sure I said reading the pattern. I thought I got
Yeah,
that
no, you
right.
did. You did.
Do you know,
But chat
maybe
has
we
taken
did.
it upon
You're right. I
themselves.
was just
Maybe we didn't
talking about
invite you
changes
guys
in
on. Maybe we were pulled in by your Taviran nature.
I apologize.
I mean, clearly
it's not
all
my
the people
fault.
who were voting for you from your panel were pulled in by your Taviran.
Wow. Yeah. You know what? You're right.
You know, I think that's kind of rude for you to undermine my accomplishments.
Us. Us.
Oh yeah, I mean us. Yes, you're
Us.
Eric, I think
Being a Taviran is
There's
an
no-
accomplishment.
I
There's
think you're
no
thinking
I-
of BTS, but
I do know that you guys are. I'd be willing to say you are potential Taviran or Taviran by proxy, because that's a definite possibility.
Yeah, we are the first honorary Oshaman.
Yes,
true.
that is true.
You are
True.
Correct.
And the next guest you're bringing on is like part of our crew now.
He
He
is.
just got sucked up into our to Varanus. He's our loyal. He's our production Sedai.
Yeah, and
It's
you saved me from my terrible segue.
Sedai.
So
You're
let's
welcome,
go ahead.
Jeff. Matt, you
Yeah,
see?
it was awesome. So let's go ahead and roll that flashback from our third YouTuber panel while we bring in our third guest, of course, the fantastically fabulous Rob of Malkier Talks.
It's unique to Robert Jordan. Like, I think Hugo Weaving, J.R.R. Tolkien. There's a lot of authors
Hugo
who
Weaving is
get
an actor.
That's what I was.
not Hugo Weaving. Shoot, no, hold on.
I was confused for a moment.
Oh god.
Well, I was
wasn't
waiting
because I
until
don't know names.
I thought he was actually going to say something like Hugo Weaving said this about like Cloud Atlas or something, but then he was like just gave an additional author, and I was like, that's not.
We don't know what Hugo Weaving does.
Victor Hugo,
right?
Victor Hugo. Good
Edgar
grief.
Victor Hugo. There
I got
we go.
Hugo right.
You did. That was half of what you needed.
Blame the taint.
Versus South Carolina, they got Hugo as a hurricane very, very wrong.
Ooh, okay. Well,
Anyway,
Bringing it back to reality.
Bringing it back.
Now,
Anyway,
back
so
to
when it
reality.
comes to
there goes
when it-
gravity. Oh, he's so mad, but he won't give up. Oh, sorry. My bad.
you've
My
got
brain just did the same
sometimes.
thing.
you've got the magic of television, right? So this episode sponsored by the Black Tower Taint. Oh shit! Sorry.
We're back live on YouTube. You can't say sponsor.
Damn it! My bad. Sorry, guys.
It's endorsed.
It was good while it lasted. We had a good run.
This broadcast brought to you in part by Josh's Tainted Mind. When you
my
don't
God,
need to say
Rob's
certain
here.
things,
And
Josh says it
viewers
anyway.
like you.
We are honored
Tainted
to be
mind.
graced with
I want to
Malkier's
Get away.
sexiest chef. He was on the cover
Tainted mind.
of the
Look at that
Malkier.
cheeky.
What?
So cute.
What?
That is the coolest shirt
Oh.
It's not a shirt. It's an apron.
Of course.
Yeah, Cheedly apron.
Oh, mother.
Dude, I'm
I,
dead.
I was going to show it off and be like, I'm known as this, but then Josh just teed me up too perfectly. So.
Well,
Yeah.
because I was
That's
so
great.
I'm so excited. I'm always excited to have you in the room, Rob. Like this panel right here. I'm always excited to have people on panels with us. But this panel right here has me particularly excited.
This panel's gonna be lit, y'all.
Oh yeah.
Hey, can I
People
just
love
say
the
it?
blue backlight.
I think Rob's. Thank you for wearing that protective apron. Usually, you use that to protect yourself, but I know you're using that to protect us now.
Yes, indeed. To
From
protect
what's
everyone.
underneath, what's going on underneath there?
It's the
Speaking of
responsible thing to
protection.
do, isn't it? So.
For those of you who
Before we
know,
get to protection, Malkier Talks. Rob, tell us who you are and what you do and where people can find you.
So I just snuck in. I'm not. No, I'm joking. No, I'm Rob. I run the Malkier Talks.
Okay.
Behemoth enterprise. No, I'm joking.
It is.
So I
He
do.
jokes that he's joking, but he's
Yes.
actually not joking.
Oh,
If
are you
throw
running?
a rock in the community, chances are you're hitting Rob.
Are you running the Malkier Yakuza? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, pretty much. So I do Tam jokes on Twitter, which are Wheel of Time based dad jokes. I do
which are
cringy as hell and just terrible in the best possible
Chef's
way.
kiss.
And I love them. Oh, yeah.
Mwah.
So I do that. I run a competition of that every 6 months as well. I give away books and stuff, but I do cooking on YouTube and narrations. I do live streams. I do a podcast, which is full spoilers 99% of the time. I have a first time reader now and again when he has read a chapter. He just finished chapter 16. He's
Come
been
on,
reading,
Noel.
like, it's been reading like
This
9
is
months
starting
since
to
chapter
sound like-
16.
Come on,
Hold
Noel.
on.
Step it up, Noel.
He said to me, now he's back at work, he'll be reading on the tram back and forth. But he said
Oh,
to
okay.
me, because John from What Up said Black Friday is his bet for the release of the TV show. And I said, the indicators are that basically Eye of the World will cover, will be the first season. It's pretty much, that's kind of it. There or thereabouts. So I was like, you've got until Black Friday, which is the last Friday in November, I think.
Black Tower Friday.
Black Tower, there we go.
Continue.
To finish the
It's
book.
the third Friday.
The third
in
Friday. Okay.
October.
And then you can watch the TV show. And he's like, oh, awesome. And his response was, then we can do a live reaction to the TV show together. I was like, yes, lovely. So he redeems himself.
Do you know what I love about when Rob introduces himself? Is that it sounds like a kitchen gadget infomercial. Hi, I'm Rob from Malkier. I do a podcast. I do a live stream. I do it all, folks. And where can you find me? You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. But wait, there's more. I've got a merch shop. He's
by
amazing.
this time, this Black Friday, you'll get reactions from the television show.
Friday! This Black Tower Friday. It's perfect. I love it. I love all you guys. Thank you so much for being here. This panel has already been a ton of fun, and we haven't even chewed on the bones.
Yeah. Now, Rob,
sucked the
question.
marrow out.
Because I have seen at least 3 or 4 messages in the chat about it.
Okay.
Do you have the ability to do a live version of your spoiler warning that you did for us?
Ooh.
With absolutely no time to prepare.
With absolutely no time to prepare.
I mean, because we didn't even think about it before this.
No, okay.
If you don't, I can just play the one that you recorded and you can mouth, and it'll be almost the same thing.
Lip sync over it, yeah.
Lip sync over it.
It's a live performance. It's what all of the top artists do anyway. So.
That is true. I mean, I could play the track and then like try and vamp some of the warnings, because I can't remember all of them, to be honest. But
so it's a custom version.
Hear the music. You wouldn't be able to hear the music because how the Zoom works. So
Andrew, go ahead and play it. And then Rob, let's see what you can do.
I'll see if I can lip sync it.
Let's
that?
No.
Let's
Rob,
Britney this.
go ahead and do it live. Andrew, do not play it.
Yes, I will play the music, since that was the problem, and only that.
Yes.
But Rob, are you ready? Because I'm starting the music.
Yeah, I am ready to lip sync it right now.
Oh, good. Yeah.
All right. I am starting the
mic
music.
quality there.
In 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Black Tower. This is your spoiler condom. If you have not read the complete works of Robert Jordan, The Wheel of Time, books 1 to 14, and also New Spring, Big Bad Book of White Art, and The Companion, you are at risk of being spoiled. Spoilers come with side effects. These side effects may include headache, nausea, vomiting, death, dizziness, vaginal or penile eruptions and ejaculations, dysentery, cardiac arrhythmia, mild heart explosions, varicose veins, darkened stool, darkened souls, more vomiting, arthritis, hemorrhoids or diabetes, virginity, mild discomfort, vampirism or werewolfism, gender inequality for the whole planet, spontaneous dental hydroplosion, sugar highs, even more vomiting, or maybe just a mild rash. If you cannot deal with these side effects, please leave now, for fear of spoilers. You have been warned.
Who the fuck wrote that beautiful insanity?
Rob.
I wrote that.
Robbie!
Sexiest chef.
Oh, Jesus
And
Christ!
Malkier's #1 spoiler warning expert.
Wow.
There's no equal in
He's done the
Malkier
research
for spoilers.
No, that's just too good.
I'm looking at chat now suddenly. I'm like, wow.
And Rob, if we're all patting Rob's back, when I was working this week, I listened to the Gleeman Twitch episode with you writing a song with him, with Androl and DT, and holy cow, you were the driving force to the rhythm of that song. Every suggestion you had, I thought, man, this guy knows how to write some lyrics. Yeah.
I would just rhyme and shit, so you know.
We'll get together some point and we'll do something. We'll get a song done.
So let me ask this question then. Now that we've got all the introductions.
No,
It's a new word.
I'll let it stand.
Now that the introductions are out of the way, and the spoiler warning has been out of the way,
let's do the first giveaway.
Let's do the first giveaway.
So this giveaway that I am about to click the button to start is for either a Two Rivers Sniper or a Black Tower Podcast, a shot glass. As soon as it does it in the chat, you will see what to type to join the giveaway. You'll see a whole prompt. So if you haven't seen it yet, then don't type. But once you see it, there you go. Exclamation point giveaway to enter the giveaway. Our panelists, if you want to throw your names in the hat as well, you are more than welcome to. The only people that can't is myself, Daniel, and Josh.
I would highly recommend it. It's a super sweet shot glass that has. I like it.
By the way,
It's a super sweet shot glass. It is made at New Creations by Jen. Has a crosshair on it with a bow and an arrow. It says Two Rivers Sniper. Super awesome shot glass. And
my damn shot
not to honk my own horn, but I was the first our age Two River Sniper. So
it's true. It's true.
I had a piece of fiberglass stuck in my thumb for 5 days because of that.
At the first Gathering Madness.
That's how they reward you?
Yeah.
What kind of freaks we're working with? Like, hey, good job.
Hey,
Here's some
we do
fiberglass.
things differently in the Black Tower.
That's true.
You have to be hard.
If you're going to be an honorary Ashaman, you need to get used to that right now.
Physical pain breeds mental character.
That's right.
Pain is just weakness.
But
leaving the
the
body.
Two River shot glass is super sweet.
It doesn't say
It is
super
available
character.
at New Creations by Jen. And I will say from personal experiences, it's actually a very sturdy shot glass because there are a number of times I have dropped it and it has survived.
The one
Josh
you're giving
gets a
out?
certain way
So
when
you're
you
giving out a used shot glass?
No.
Okay.
No, you get a new one.
Okay.
You get a new one. Unless you want
We're
a
not
used
that
one.
famous yet, Brian. At
But
some point,
that's
maybe
on the
we'll
Black
just
Tower
sell our
OnlyFans site.
The shot glass is new.
But all right, so that'll be running for about the next 10 minutes or so.
Yeah,
But
get in there. Exclamation point giveaway. Get
our
in there.
topic for this discussion, what you all showed up to watch, and what all four of our lovely guests gave up their valuable time on a Sunday preceding Memorial Day to talk about, the actual thing they agreed to be here for. Our topic is going to be potentially controversial changes that we want to see in the TV series. When we chose the topic, it didn't occur to me that, of course, this is right up Rebecca's alley. But that's great. That means we have
got
like
an
a
unfair
subject matter
advantage.
expert. It's like a subject matter expert on the panel.
She's got a notebook.
Jotting down like all the things I've talked about in my videos that I thought might piss people off, and then
you
It's like-
you the new one anyway because you're just that good and you weren't going to rehash anything.
It'd be hilarious if, like, instead of being like, "Oh yeah, I can be there live," you just sent us like 8 video clips. It was like, "Yeah, here's my appearance. This is what I do."
She's gonna hold up a banner. They're like, "Here's 6 videos you should check out."
Here's
Like-
my top 10.
Playlist of my videos.
So, for any of you guys who have watched our panels before, you kind of know how the format works. What we do is we present our option and we say, this is it. This is the ultimate truth. And then everybody else gets a chance to say yay or nay. And we
And by
have
that,
a lot of people.
We say this is the ultimate truth, and everybody goes, "Ha, bullshit."
That's basically what happens, yes. But, as we know, we got a lot of people here. So I'd like to remind our panelists, me, to keep our responses succinct and simple so that we can get to everyone.
Quiet. Don't be rude.
Should I have got like
Andrew,
a
go.
wine,
Who's
wine
first?
glass and a little fork in it?
Is there anybody that would
No, then
like?
someone's got a kiss,
Sean
right?
Chin, and Sean Chin will pay for it.
Who would like to go first?
Who wants to kick this off? I'll go.
Okay, Josh, do it.
Go. Do you want it? Do you want it?
Go.
Okay, here's what's gonna happen. All right. Here's what's gonna happen. Here's how we're going to change. We already know that the books are changing, or not the books. Sorry, the TV show is changing from the books. Okay, Rafe has already said he wants this to be his own story, so I'm gonna focus mine in sort of the first season. Right? I don't want to. Okay. I know there's a lot that I can get on there. And this also prevents me from saying the two most that I often say, which is eliminate the Shan-Chan and give me more Black Tower. All right. So here's what I'm going to say that I believe may be controversial. And I just did my hair flip and I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh my God, Josh.
Here's my controversial idea, and it is so controversial that it left my brain.
I'm gonna flip mine.
Me turning my head made me forget.
I have the old blood of Manetheren, and it was saying, no, that's a terrible, terrible idea. Do not say that.
When your own brain shuts you down.
Which Josh are we talking to right now?
Are you sure you want to know?
Josh, do you remember it?
Josh, you want me to go? I'll bail you out.
Go.
All right, guys. All right.
Shut up! I'm dying.
All right. Rethink. It's all right. All right, and we'll fix that in post, buddy. And all right, action.
Scratch that. Reverse it. Brother Dan, what do you say?
Yeah. All right. So, in the show, so we see that in the books that Rand shows up to Winter Night, the battle that had occurred, and we hear of some certain farms burning, some houses burning. We hear that there may or may not have even been some casualties, but they're not specific necessarily right off who may or may not have died. I think the show should be a bit more distinct. I think that we should see Meryn Alvear give some honey cakes to the boys. It is beautiful. We should see Mistress Luhan working, giving some soup or something to the forgers, and I want them both to die in the Battle of Winter Night. Now, let me explain. I think that this would add much more impetus to why Egwene wants to go with them, and also Perrin's kind of melees and whole nihilism in the first few books. Egwene wants to go because adventure. Fuck you guys. No way you guys are leaving without me. Huh. What if her mom had died? And then she feels she has justice behind her. She has vengeance behind her. She has this sort of driving force behind her. Let's take Perrin as well. If Mistress Luhan, who is his surrogate mother that we know, had perished, this would add to his character arc. I think it would add to both of their character arcs, and I think that the show could work with that.
I want to hate that. I want to hate that so bad.
Quick recap. Who died?
Meryn Alvear, Honey Cake Queen. And I don't think that Mistress Luhan killed a Trolloc with a frying pan. Come on. No, a Trolloc.
Beefy arm.
A cast iron?
No way. No.
Cast iron frying pans are like the weapons of choice of the U.S. South.
Yeah, I mean, have you? Samwise Gamgee took out an orc with one. I mean, Goblin.
That's why they're so popular in the South. They're cooking, they're home defense, they're everything.
A bunch of people with a skill.
I mean, in PUBG, they even deflect bullets.
I mean, I guess Captain America just has like a super walk, right?
Yeah, there we go. See, I mean, if there's a fight in my restaurant, if there's a fight in my restaurant, I don't run out with a knife. I pick up the cast iron frying pan and run out with that. You know, like.
Okay, all right. However, let's just say she got stabbed in the back or so. Come on.
No.
Okay.
She kills the Trolloc and then exulting over it and like feeling like, man, she's really gonna have
She's a
positive
Tusken Raider.
future.
She's like, but she's holding her like skillet, and then she gets Trolloc in the back. I don't know. Oh yeah. So I want those two women to die from the two rivers.
All right, so let's get some thoughts. Rob, you're gonna let's go with you first.
I mean, this eliminates my honey cake competition, so I am down with this idea. Like, I like this. You know, you want honey cakes? You can.
This motherfucker.
In all seriousness, I think it would, you know, give good motivation, but TV viewers won't have a chance to bond with these characters before they die, whereas we, you know, have a little bit more with them, especially when you go back with Perrin. So it's more poignant to us if they died like that.
Hey, all we gotta see is Marin like do like a loving gesture, like take some pudding off of her cheek, and then like, you know, Luhan is like goes up and like, you know, lovingly caresses Perrin's bicep and tells him how strong he is. It's just something where like it's just really not hard to create that backstory in a.
No, guys, we're not talking about the fanfic Wheel of Time.
Right.
Actual book.
Perrin, can you help me in the back room?
You read that one, right?
All right, Rob, continue.
So I will say this.
Hold on.
Oh, go ahead.
Did you finish, Rob?
Yeah, I'm
All right,
finished.
go ahead, Josh.
Okay, sorry. I will say this. For the point of those two women dying, I want to hate it so much because of things that they do later on in the series that I absolutely love, that I think are necessary and need to be there. However, I think you bring up a valid point with giving motivation to Egwene and Perrin leaving the two rivers, and it makes me go, oh, I can't quite give it a thumbs up, but I can't quite thumbs it down either. So I have to give it the sideways thumb and abstain from voting.
We are giving hateful points. These are controversial. Yeah. Okay.
And
good.
they are.
Definitely not hateful.
You done well.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right.
I killed some very lovable people. I understand that.
Resident changes expert Rebecca, what say ye?
So I think you are right that we need maybe a little bit more to like happen on Winter Night. That, you know, as someone dying, you know, it is perhaps that could happen. I could actually see that happening. I don't know about those two in particular. I mean, the thought I had with Marin Alvear and how that would impact Egwene is, it kind of makes her look bad in a way for like leaving, because you'd have like basically her family is like running the inn, and like all of a sudden they've lost someone who does, like, you know, she does a hella amount of work at the Winespring Inn, and then all of a sudden she's like leaving, and you know, so there's like now two people who are gone, who are needed there. So I feel like it would make her look bad to like peace out when her mother died, but the rest of her family is there like needing her. So I'm not on board with Marin for that reason. But I mean, Mistress Luhan, I mean, I don't know if she's in the show. I don't know, but that one I'm a little bit more on board with. And then I think it takes like a whole fist of Trollocs like ganging up on her to like take her out, because like they can't get her otherwise.
Did you see what DK Moon said in the chat?
No.
He said, Egwene says to Dad, sorry mom just got killed, but I'm leaving town. Like, what the fuck?
Well, she does have 4 older sisters.
I know, but still, I
don't like, yeah, mom just died, I'm peacing out.
I don't think Egwene comes out of that.
Out of curiosity, I'm just asking. This is not a pointed question. This is not a gotcha question. Brother Dan, do you have any older siblings?
I have one, and I have Ryan, who's younger.
Okay, so my response to that would be, would you feel comfortable if your mom died just looking at your older sibling and being like, you got this, right? Just saying, like, that's not really, even if there are 4 of them, like, man, that's a shit response.
Like,
Just-
you got
hey,
half
just-
the week between you. Come on, take 2 days each and it's good, you know?
Hey, just certify mail any paperwork I need to sign.
Is this like a mid-pandemic court date? What's going on here? Daniel, I'm assuming you have more thoughts on it than that.
Yeah, it's interesting because I actually like Egwene's lack of motivation for leaving the Two Rivers. It's actually what gives her, in my humble opinion, some of the most growth of any character in the series. That she literally goes from leaving the Two Rivers as adventure, adventure, don't leave me behind, to, okay, now I am literally one of the strongest people in the entire world, running the White Tower and being basically a badass. Like, I'm not saying that it would diminish all of that to give her motivation to leave, but it definitely takes away some of her growth to actually have her have a really strong motivation to leave the Two Rivers. And I feel like Perrin in his character already has enough duty that when he's told that Winter Night is his fault, Mistress Luan doesn't need to die for him to go, oh shit, oh, I gotta go. So the motivations thing, I don't really agree with. I do admit that it is kind of like a story where I don't love Winter Night because not enough people die. Like, it's not actually traumatic enough for Trollocs to show up in the Two Rivers unannounced and unbidden, and everybody's mostly fine. Like, it does feel a little
Right,
unrealistic.
it should have been an apocalypse.
But at the same time, I mean, Emmons Fielders are hardy people.
I have a theory about that though.
Liam already gets hurt. Like, there's a lot going on already that, even though I kind of wish that there was a little bit more that happened, a little bit more like apocalyptic, I still do feel like it works, and I definitely don't feel like you have to kill Marin or Mistress Luan. But I do like the controversialness of it. I just don't agree with the choice.
This was somewhat inspired by the first episode being called Winter Night, correct? And so we're jumping straight into this.
Maybe.
And I can see, 20-second scenes, like Ryan said, of really sweetness. We see them honey cakes. We see Rand unloading them apple brandy things, and Mistress Alvear's just super sweet. She gives Bran a nice little pat on the cheek when he's all blustery, and then when Rand is going to
murder.
Here's the thing. So Rand is crossing the bridge to go get to Moiraine, who's by like the fires that are burning the Trollocs, and he looks down at some of the bodies and he sees Mistress Alvear and he sees Mistress Luhan, and then walks and talks to Moiraine and says, "Please save my dad," after seeing those precious people dead. Come on, guys. This is class. This is perfect.
Again,
it's writing itself.
I applaud you for your controversy. I just don't applaud you.
This could be why Perrin is rumored to have a family that outside the books, though.
Right.
I still
that
don't
could
know.
be exactly what he's going for.
Is it a dog family or a human family?
No, it's a human family.
All right,
don't
Ryan.
know yet.
What do you think?
What do I think? All right, so I really at first wanted to say I'm on board with it because I do like the idea that in a show, thank you, buddy, you really need to make the kind of the emotional content like more obvious, more heart tugging, and I can see doing like a nice montage of like village life and then having these people die. But I think you could effectively do that through just a montage of just nice, kind of they're dirty racist people, but they're nice, and they like you see montage in them like village life, and then maybe like 10% of them get slaughtered. Not specific people, but like 10% of them. So it's a really,
But
really
maybe a
traumatic
couple
event
of the
for
Coplans or
Emmonsville.
Congers. We don't really care,
They all survive.
That's Copland talk.
unfortunately. I mean,
It actually is. Wait, hang on.
Right, it may be.
so okay, so Ryan, is that?
Yeah, that's about summarize it. I don't think we need to
That what you got?
specifically like motivate Egwin through rage, and Perrin's obviously a mopey motherfucker. My belief is that
Accurate.
we might.
I
I
say it
guess
louder for the people in the back.
my prediction is Beltane is actually coinciding with Perrin getting married, so we're gonna have like his marriage getting disrupted by the Trolloc attack. His wife gets killed.
So okay, so are you saying a thumbs up or a thumbs down then?
Well, it's not voting time yet.
Oh, it's not right. You're right.
I-
So Andrew, do you want to round us
Do
out?
I get to have an opinion?
Yes, you
Josh?
do.
That's what I said. Round us out.
Talk to me, Andrew.
No, Andrew, of course
So-
not.
Josh is just a lovely fool.
I'm half and half on it. Like I could see Marin because it could give more credence to Egwene's decision to leave the Two Rivers. I think it could do that. It could create an emotional reason for it that would link up well with the rest of the party. I don't think it's needed, but I think it could. I think it could work. For Mr. Sluan, I wouldn't want to see that happen because to me that cheapens Perrin's return to the Two Rivers a little bit. Because it's like, okay, you've already lost your mom, and then you come back, and now you've lost the rest of your family. Versus, you left, and you thought that you leaving was going to keep your entire family safe, and then you come back and like, oh no, this bastard dingy white cloak or death had other plans.
Yeah.
And they all think you're a dark friend.
I'm gonna fuck up this man's whole career.
So if it had to be
exactly
one of
where I was
them,
going.
I would say Marin, but no for Mr. Sluhan. So I'm like 50-50 on it. I like the motive behind the idea, for sure, because I'm very much for like things that actually create those emotional motives. Instead of introducing a little chaos, just introduce a little R.R. Martin into it and start killing people.
Yeah. So all right. So I'm embracing the sideways thumbs that I'm sensing from you guys. It's kind of sideways thumbs.
Let's go ahead and actually do the vote. This is definitely something that we can vote on, and it's just, is this something that you would be interested in seeing, or something that you feel that you don't want to see them change for the show? So
And in the chat, go ahead and give us your thumbs up and thumbs down as well.
Yes. So again, thumbs up is you'd be interested in seeing them do that controversial change. Thumbs down is you would not be interested in seeing them do the controversial change. I don't like side thumbs, but they do exist, so we'll also have those.
Well, we can vote on the idea as presented.
But I think I'll have to go down.
Yeah. All right. So
If I
everybody
have
go
to
ahead and
select up or down,
Because otherwise, we're basically participating in judicial
Pick a side.
activism and changing what the proposition was.
Pick a side.
Picking.
Okay.
pick a side.
I embrace it. All right.
Oh, Dan.
I embrace it. No, you know what? But you guys considered it thoughtfully, and that's all I can ask for.
You got, you got one thumbs up in the chat, though.
We're not saying the whole idea is bad.
Yes.
We only like,
Accurate.
at least for me, I only like half the idea.
Yeah.
And
so
because
But as Andrew said, I liked that the as presented. Do you want to see? Are you interested in seeing it, or are you not interested in seeing it?
Correct.
So maybe all you have to do is tweak who you kill, and then we would all be thumbs up. It's bad.
No, I am committed.
Yeah,
to, I am
kill
committed
someone
to
else.
Both of them. No,
Kill someone
no,
Hey,
no,
brother Dan, do
both
you want
of
to
them.
kill some other people?
Both of them.
Dan?
Well, no, I don't care enough about Matt's family to even bother. Like, Matt, no.
Wow.
And Juliet Howard is
Abel
too
Coffin
nice
just
to be
getting
killed straight off the
tossed
bat.
under the bus.
What?
the honey cakes
Horse
are dead.
traders are dodgy dudes.
I mean,
Come on.
All right.
all right,
So I
before we
think
move
we
on
should-
to the next opinion,
Oh, yep.
we're going to go ahead and pick our winner
Oh, do the giveaway.
for the
Yes.
giveaway.
winner.
And it will be in the chat
Who
momentarily.
wins? Who wins?
It is Matt's Dagger.
Oh,
Matt's
that,
Dagger.
that makes me fucking happy.
That thumbs up,
Congratulations.
good, Deborah.
Winner.
Hit up one of
Matt's
the.
dagger drink.
Doesn't
Matt's
matter.
Dagger's
You can
the
do
best.
shots of water out of a
like
shot
that.
glass.
Yep.
No, I meant like that inanimate object. Does it Drink.
Oh yeah, it drinks the soul.
It tricks your soul. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So Matt Stagger, hit up one of the three of us, or just the Black Tower Podcast on Twitter or Discord, wherever you can, and let us know which one you want: the Two River Shot Glass or the BTP Shot Glass, Two River Sniper, to be clear. And you can check both of those out at our section of the merch store on New Creations by Jen if you want to go and look at them before making your decision. So let us know which one you want and where to send them, and we will get that sent out to you as soon as we possibly can, which within like the next week. So sweet. So congratulations again on winning that.
Oh, that's so
there
great.
will be more.
Yeah, we'll do the next giveaway after we finish the next segment, the next idea, the next thought that we either sing praises of or utterly destroy.
You guys were so respectful in utterly destroying my theory, though. I couldn't have asked for anything.
It couldn't have been destroyed by better people.
Yeah. You guys really were like handling me like a delicate egg before you dropped me. That was awesome.
Yeah. Now again, this discussion can span the entire series. Doesn't necessarily have to be only the first part of the series or season 1 necessarily.
Yes.
So that's why the entire series banner is down there across the bottom. So there's that. Josh, have you remembered yours?
Have you remembered your controversy? No. Okay,
all right.
then Andrew, would you like to pop in
I
with
can
yours?
spin another one up, but I need a minute.
Well,
so
work on that
sorry.
while we're talking about someone else's.
You know what?
and
I'm
we'll
gonna get
back.
some brain juice. I'll be right back.
There we go. All right, Andrew, what do you got? I want to hear what Andrew has to say. I want to hear.
As do I.
Okay. So mine is it's fairly simple. If you watch the debate I did where I was on Zoe's team for the debate, one of the debates on the Dusty Wheel, my idea is that after Rand carries Tam into Amon's field, Nynaeve looks at him and says, "There's nothing I can do." Moraine tries to do stuff. I think that after they leave, Tam dies and does not come back.
Just Two Rivers people die left and right.
Well-
you and Brother Dan just fucking hate Emmett's fielders.
Mine is because we have so many scenes of Perrin in the Wolf Dream doing so much to help Rand. He's there. Which book is it? Where Rand's like run away and he's like, "I'm going to be on my own," and everybody's following him by the trail of Tavir and shit.
That's
3.
the Dragon Reborn.
Yeah, so he's following him in Dragon Reborn, and Perrin sees him in there, and they have their interaction there. I think it gives more weight to that, and ultimately more weight towards the end, where Rand is like, "Oh, I'm just gonna pull in as much Sidene as I can until I'm no longer here on my old grave of my soul," and Perrin is there.
Just make Dick Mountain bigger.
Yeah, so I think we can, with all of Rand's other traumas and mental issues and everything that's going on in the Taint, I think there's more than enough other reasons for Rand to break, and it gives a whole lot more weight to Perrin showing up as one of his childhood friends, and kind of the thought of, you're one of the last people I have from where I'm from. My father's gone, all these other people have died because of me, all this other stuff. And I think it could just lend more emotional weight to the friendship of the people he's with all the time, rather than somebody that we don't see for a couple books and then sporadically here and there. I think it would do better to tie an emotional connection to the reader as well. Hey, this isn't just somebody we've barely seen. It's somebody that is always there and is part of the core group. And it leads credence to the whole, all three have to be together or they will fail. So,
fair enough.
Because it was my idea, I'm not going to choose who goes first. So, Daniel,
I was going to say, hey, Brother Dan.
Yeah.
What would you like to respond? What are your thoughts on that controversial change?
Okay, so I
also kill Emmons fielders.
I also do kill. I kill auxiliary characters. I don't go full G.R.R. Martin here. However, okay, so I had a similar theory that I'm just going to kind of toss out there, that when Rand is fighting in Falma, I would like the Trollocs to be attacking the Two Rivers at that point. I would like that Tam dies right when the Heronmark blade sword melts for Rand to symbolize Tam's death. And so
you're in for Tam dying, is what you're saying.
I am, of course. He doesn't. I don't like his role.
Careful.
I don't like his role in the latter part of the books.
All right.
And so I'm on board, Andrew, with my own spin. Yes, I am on board.
Out of curiosity, are you on board for him in Andrew's spin as presented?
As presented, with him just dying off screen in the village?
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be off screen, but it does have to be after they leave. If you
no one's there. That doesn't have the climactic. No.
Fair enough.
But I am down with killing Tam.
You think Tam should have like a platoon moment? Tam should be like platooned.
And just
that could be cool. All right, reading the pattern. What do you have? What say ye?
I don't think I can get on board with this because I don't know. I am a Tam stan, but also
wait, Sebastian Stan is playing Tam?
On Broadway, yeah, for 3 weeks.
Young Tam in the spinoff. Okay, gotcha.
No, it just the honestly the moments when Rand almost kills Tam, and then after you drag him out and he reunites with Tam, you can't take those moments from me. I need them.
Okay.
So,
and he does too.
Yeah. I mean, I think I hear what you're saying about there's something else that could push Rand to the brink, and I don't doubt that. There could be other things that would get him to that moment. So it's not like it would be impossible to do a workaround. It's just I just want it to be Tam, and I think I'd be really bereft without that. So I know.
I mean, it's more so meant to be for the cinematic kind of universe of Wheel of Time. So,
yes. Well, the other thing that I'll just throw out there, since you said that, is that's a very common trope, right? Hero's parent is dead, and then they have to deal with the fallout. So it's a common trope, and it's actually kind of one of the things that's interesting about Wheel of Time is that Tam doesn't die, and that even though he's not a constant presence in Rand's life, he's still has a role to play, and he's not dead.
Well, there is also that trope of the dead mother. So of our hero being raised by a single father.
That shit out.
A sturdy
new controversial change. Kari's not dead.
Yeah.
Oh, someone does not die.
They have a happy marriage. Yeah.
Right. All right, Josh. Did you hear this whole presented?
Yeah. So what are we, Disney?
Yeah.
So I will say no, and not for the shallow dig that I just took at one of my best friends. I will say no because of an interview that Robert Jordan gave where he talked about his inspiration behind the character for Rand al'Thor was someone who, is approached and says, "Oh, you're the mythical, fabled savior of the world." And he says he always hates it in movies when someone says, "You're the savior of the world," and they go, "Sweet, let's go save the world." And Rand doesn't do that. He's like, oh no. Oh no. And he writes it from a perspective of there's a lot of self-interest in this. I don't want to be the savior of the world. If it was realistically portrayed to you and someone came to you and said, "You will save the world from utter chaos, destruction, and death," it's a lot to worry about.
With your own blood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's to me, that's drama enough. To me, that's scary enough. And I think they'll do a really great job of portraying that in the show. So I'm going to say no, but Andrew, I love you still.
Oh, no, it's nothing personal. Like I said in chat, it is meant to be controversial.
Yes, exactly.
Do I actually want Tam to die? No. But if I had to make a controversial killing Zaddy off is kind of one of those.
Yes.
I think we're getting
okay.
some motivation here now.
Cool. All right, Rob, what say ye?
I'm not opposed to killing characters at all. I'm not opposed to characters dying. I think it makes it realistic. Everyone surviving to the end is ridiculous. But
good thing they don't.
I don't see the impact being decent enough at that stage that you've presented of him dying after Rand leaves the village. I don't see the impact being same reason as, you know, not to hamper on dad is as well, but you know, we don't know these characters well enough and don't have the love for them well enough at this stage of the TV show to be that impacted by their death. The characters maybe, but you want the audience leaning into this as well. So
sure.
That's kind of where I fall on it. As I say, I'm not against killing characters. In fact, one of my ideas for tonight was about killing characters, but I'm sensing a trend so far.
You have to retitle it. What character would you kill if you have to?
What character would you kill off that would piss off the most people? Excellent. All right.
Waiting for someone to say Bella.
You can't say Lida. You can't say.
Yeah, it's got to be someone that people like, you know.
Yes. I'm going to jump in here real quick and say mostly a little bit of the same. But for a different reason. And this is it. So in the Star Wars prequels, in episode 3, there is this scene where Padme is coming off a ship on Mustafar, and then Obi-Wan shows up in the doorway, and Anakin gets all pissy about it. Because he's like, you brought him to kill me! I don't trust you anymore! Blah, blah, blah. And it's terrible. It's one of the worst pieces of cinematic history I've ever seen in my fucking life. It's
Followed
so
by
bad.
one of the best fight scenes I've ever seen in my life. But still.
It is actually a really good lightsaber duel. But anyway, it's such a bad scene, and I don't like it at all.
I learned that fight choreography from Nick Gillard, just saying.
Right? Nice. So having that scene as it was intended to be done by Rand al'Thor, Tam al'Thor, and Cadsuane, when Rand almost kills him, because he's like, you brought him to change me. I want to see Rafe Judkins' version of the Anakin Padme scene. And so if you kill off Tam in season 1, you never don't get that Rafe Judkins Padme Anakin scene.
Fascinating.
No,
and Cadsuane's going, laugh, do it, laugh, do it.
Yeah, and so again, I actually really do like the emotional impact of it. I actually think that when I first read the story, I was really surprised, and unfortunately, because I'm such a tropey fuck, ever so slightly disappointed that Tam didn't die at that point and that he survived. But then going through the rest of the series and seeing those moments, I was like, all right, I'm glad this guy stuck around. So yeah, all right, Ryan, you want to finish us out here?
So, Andrew, you're evil. I will never get behind this whatsoever.
Wow.
I have many theories about Tam that do not involve him just dying off like a superfluous character. But I do agree that would be emotional, and you probably are going to win the most controversial award. So I will give you that.
So what I'm hearing, other than Ryan, is that most people are okay-ish if it has to be a discussion with Tam dying. Just has to be at the opportune moment.
Yeah,
sort of.
Yeah, I am not because I think Rand's narrative arc has to be completed by Tam. That is essential, 100%. So I will not allow him to die in any way. I would like it to be somehow Rand believes they might have died, and that somehow Rand, it might be that Moraine's healing only worked long enough for them to get out.
No, please, that makes Rand so Gowan-y. Please don't do that. Please, God, don't do that.
No, well, I'm not. I'm only trying to fluff this up. I'm only trying to put a little butter on this steak knife I have here. But I'm gonna jam it home right now. I will never let Tam die. He needs to live to the end.
All right. Well,
I don't think we even need to vote. I think it's all around thumbs down.
But we love you, Andrew.
Oh no, I don't.
Yeah.
We could do a who got the most controversial award.
Yeah, we can do that.
That'll
be the runner-up at the end of the show.
All right, cool.
Who pissed the most people off?
So we've gotten Brother Dan. We've gotten Andrew. I think now is time for a giveaway, and then we'll go ahead and jump into someone else.
Yep. So.
All right, you guys know what time it is. It's giveaway time.
Yep. So this giveaway will be for a Black Tower Podcast coffee mug, also from New Creations by Jen. If you don't know what it looks like, you can head over to New Creations by Jen and look at it, because I didn't create an image to throw up here to show you. But it's a coffee mug with the Black Tower Podcast logo on it.
This coffee mug, Andrew?
No, it's a regular coffee mug.
No, it's a
same
coffee
idea
mug,
though.
not a travel mug.
Same idea. Take that and make that a regular coffee mug.
So slick.
And that's it.
You did. It was cute.
But the giveaway. What?
I have to say, Josh,
this
have
other
you
one is still
strategically placed that so it looks like it's hanging off the bar, or is that just luck?
I sort of.
There it is.
That is a weave of air.
No, it's not.
That he's gonna hang himself
That's
on
a
after he
pipe.
leaves.
A pipe.
No,
So-
okay, hold on. I'll show you. This is for our viewers right now. You guys will get to see this, okay?
And anybody that comes and watches it afterwards.
Yeah.
Also true.
yeah.
Yeah.
The giveaway is live in chat. Again, at exclamation point giveaway to enter.
Yeah.
But did you put up the image
No.
on the screen
No,
and
you
then try and figure out where to place it?
No.
So
I did not.
No.
That was just
That
pure
was
luck.
all
It was
chaotic.
kismet. Yes.
Well, I love it. I've been meaning to ask you the entire show. I'm like, that just looks like such a perfect place.
So
I
that
haven't
giveaway.
even been able to concentrate on anybody's controversial opinion because it just.
I know, this is why I've just been giving out thumbs down. I'm just like, whatever it was, no, because I'm staring at the mug.
So this giveaway will run for about another 11 minutes as we start on our next discussion, and we'll choose the winner after that segment is done. I will be listening, but my cup of wine needs a refill. Almost got to the gritty bits at the bottom that would have dire effects.
Great.
Yeah, don't
No
drink
longer
those.
overfloweth.
So we will open up the floor and not necessarily assign this to anybody, but between Rebecca, Rob, and Ryan, the three R's, which one of you would like to go next? Who's at the ready? Who's got this going? And if not, then I will assign it.
I was born ready, but I've been told I take up a lot of space. I'm just gonna allow other people to jump in there. But I'm ready.
I can do it.
All
Go,
right,
Rebecca.
Let's
Go,
go.
Rebecca, go on.
Ryan, you will be
So,
next.
This is me just deciding on the fly which one of the many things I've
You spun a wheel.
channel I'm gonna like.
Excellent.
No,
The big wheel of controversy. Go.
the wheel of controversy. I should have done that. That was such a good idea. And then just have to talk about whichever one came up.
Now we need a wheel of controversy.
No, but I'm picking this one because this is the one that like I actually really want. Like there's other ones that I've talked about and like this could happen, but like I don't necessarily really like want it to happen.
Sure.
This one I do want to happen.
Excellent.
So cutting Falma as a location. No Falma. And that doesn't mean some of the things that happen there won't happen, but they would have to be things that we need to keep from Falma would have to be moved to near Tyr.
Okay.
And so I started on this idea because I was on the Dusty Wheel and we were talking about like how to do season 2. And I was trying to figure out how to do like books 2 and 3 in one season because I think that needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I really hated like the idea of having like Falma like in the middle of the season and then Tyr at the end of the season. It's like too much like bouncing back and forth and the plot lines are similar. It's like, you know, go to the White Tower, leave the White Tower, go back to the White Tower, leave the White Tower, go back to the White Tower. Just too much. So that was how I came up with an idea of basically doing what we need to do from book 2 and what we need to do from book 3, but like having everybody go to Tyr, or near Tyr anyway. And then no Falma. Doesn't happen. Just not there ever.
Interesting. All right.
I don't know. I mean, like, there's a lot more to it. I did a whole video on that.
Sure. Yeah. But that's the nuts and the bolts. And
Wait,
that's-
no Fama equals no what else though?
Well, okay, so in my version of it, like you'd still have the Shan-Chan, but like I had the Shan-Chan basically like do like raids along the coast. So like, you know, they might like start out in the beginning of the season, like in Falma, and then they just like keep moving around and like raiding and like you know, letting people know that they're coming. And then so that by the end of the season, they're like, you know, near tier or in tier. So you'd still have the Shan-Chan, and like Egwene would still get captured by them. And the only thing is, like, I don't think you'd have like, well, you could do it like, but like, you know, like Rand would battle Shamael once, so like you wouldn't necessarily have like the sky battle. Maybe, I don't know. You could do that instead, but like he'd have like one fight with him, not multiple.
All right.
Okay. Well,
all right.
I'm
Rob.
looking at the. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I was gonna assign people. Is that okay with you?
Yeah. No. By all means. I was just trying to clarify the entire.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the map.
This is a complicated.
So would we have then the base of the Shan-Chan be more or less like Ilion-ish, like around there?
Well, I don't. So the way I see it is like they wouldn't have like a base, because like instead of just like setting up a base and then like kind of like coming in like by land, they're like they like hit a spot on the coast. They capture some, you know, channelers. They let people know that like, you know, they're the forerunners and the return is coming. And then they just like move on, and then they just keep moving around the coast until
which is what they do, except that one point only like in Fama they kind of like settle down for a bit.
Right.
But yeah, like
So
you hear that's how they rule, and you get many details about how they
So
like
kind of
let
like
people kinda
stereotypical
be.
Viking raiders.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
I actually okay.
Were there more clarifying questions?
The council says no. Assign the responses,
Rob?
Daniel.
What do you got?
I've heard you talk about this, Rebecca, and I like this idea. Mostly because when you actually look at books 2 and 3, when you don't look at the fine details and you look at just the generalized, like, okay, in the tower, out the tower, go here, go there, big battle here with Ishmael at the end type thing, it's basically the same story twice if you don't look at the details.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't read the two stories, they're like the same stories. They're like nearly the. I'm just kidding.
Not quite. Yeah, I know. But there's a huge amount of similarities, and there's a lot of ease of opportunity to be like, let's just filter that out and make it one. And at first, when I heard that, I was like, but Tyr's like much further along than if you're sailing across the ocean. You'd be like, well, we've hit land, but let's just keep sailing under it. That was my first point, but as I sort of maturated on the idea and enjoyed it, I was like, do you know what? They are the forerunners. So why would they turn up and set up a base when they're just like a little, you know, that initial attack force type thing? You know, that would suggest they don't actually have the manpower the forces to actually consume a place and set up a base. So to be little pinprick attacks and everything around makes a lot of sense. So I'm absolutely on board with this idea.
All right, cool. Josh, what is your response?
So
stunned
I like
silence.
it. I like it from a tactical advantage. Okay. I can't imagine. So when you're establishing a beachhead, the last place you want to establish a beachhead is at a hardened location or at a port. There's two reasons for this. A hardened location is a location that has been set up as a defensive measure specifically to repel attacks. Granted, in Randland, they didn't have many of these because they didn't really expect anyone coming over. So fine, we don't really have any, hardened points, but we do have ports. And as we know, the seaports are very widely used. Now, if I'm a Shan-Chan invader and I come up to the city and I see that there's a big port, I'm not going to attack the city. I'm not going to go to the city and start lighting things on fire, because that's just not... I want to use that port. I want those resources. I want to capture and utilize those resources for myself, especially if I know there are people behind me that are also coming. So I think it makes sense tactically for them to say, oh, look, there's a city. Cool. Let's sail up the coastline and scout for a while and find a good empty spot with nothing around it. Maybe a couple small villages we can, pillage for resources. But it makes sense to set up a beachhead in a location that is fairly unknown, and then set up a strike force on land as well as a strike force from sea, so that you can more effectively capture the target with minimal collateral damage. So
yeah,
and how they've sold the Shanchan as these tactical masters, I feel like that would be something that they would do.
Yeah,
so if I can just clarify, because like I even like said that in my video, like it doesn't have to be like they're taking over the city of Tyr, because like I think that's complicated, and like so like it can be near Tyr, and like what you said, like it just has to be close enough that like basically everyone's heading in that direction and in that general vicinity, and that you can sequence it so basically like the big events of the end all happen roughly in the same place, and everyone can end up in the Stone of Tyr.
I'm so excited to respond.
I see where you're going with that, and I think I'm on board. I'm gonna give that I think I'm good with that. I like that.
Okay, Andrew, hold on to yours for just a moment longer.
I'm not going next.
He just influenced me. He influenced me.
Yeah. All right, brother Dan, what say you?
Honestly, the way I saw Falma is it being just a place that was very, very far for Rand to get to. They said Toman Head and Falma, and again, I'm looking at a map. I have a big map just like right off screen, and Falma looks exactly like a penis, exactly like a penis, but B. And it's on Toman Head, which I guess is probably its own thing. But B, it is pretty much.
Can I just point out, I love all the BTB boys right now are just like, oh my god.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
it's not an oh my god. It's more like how do we never notice?
We're proud. We're proud of our.
We're proud of our.
It is
ridiculous.
Some of us are proud of the puppets.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. No, look at it, guys. Go and chat hip hop. Google it, guys. Don't trust me. It's a penis. Anyways, but it is equatorially, it is like more or less as far from Kyrian as you can get. It's like a straight line west, way out there. And that's the way that I saw it. And to me, Falma and Toman Head don't necessarily have to be far from Tyr at all for the story to progress. And in fact, there's some islands in the Sea of Storms or whatever it's called. I can't read it. Sea of something. That even I'd be fine if they took a presidency there. I don't need Falma necessarily. And there's nothing that really takes it further beyond just that one prophecy that was written on the cell walls in blood. That pretty much begins and ends in the Great Hunt, and we can so it's not important to me, and I give it a thumbs up.
All right, Andrew.
Oh boy,
we got there. That's what matters.
So for the same reason in general that Josh supported the idea is the very reason I oppose the idea. And it's unfortunate that like he had literally just said he didn't like my idea. This is not a retaliation at all.
Oh yeah, sure.
So for me, a lot of it comes from the motivation of the Shanchan. They're coming back to reclaim their land that they believe rightfully belongs to them through blood lineage from Altar Hawkwing, of course. And the Shanchan are renowned for their military tactics and expertise. For the same reasons that, and I'm not picking on you at all, Josh, but it's probably going to sound like that, but I'm not. For the same reasons you said it's not a good tactical decision are the same reasons I believe it's a fantastic tactical decision. They have the element of surprise. They have naval, air, and ground supremacy. they can take over a pre-established beachhead. They can take over a city that's already bustling with trade, so they're going to have income coming into this to self-sustain their new beachhead. They're going to have ports to use for both merchant commerce as well as military travel, transport, and everything, so they have a constant stream of resupply that's already built. They already have a city that is built to be defended from outside attackers with not as great defenses from naval side attackers, which they don't need to worry about because the ever victorious army has an incredible armada and air force. Pretty much the only force that I know of in the entirety of the series that has an air force. So
accurate.
It's close. It's far from centers of power. It's already bustling with trade. It's ripe for the picking. And it's the first thing they come to. If you believe your cause is truly righteous, that you are doing the righteous thing, that you are preordained to do this, and our own history shows this, you don't change targets just because there's an easier village up the coastline that's not going to give you ports. It's not going to give you palisades and castle walls and that kind of stuff to defend. You're going to pick the place that you know you can militarily overwhelm with your overwhelming military might, take it, and defend it and set it up to be the best thing ever. Plus, I want Ingtar's redemption to happen there.
Oh, you bastard.
So-
I could have been okay with everything you said up until that point.
I
Well, it's been a nice show, guys.
All right, Ryan, what you
Okay.
got?
All right. So I'll try and be brief. I do like that idea. I think it's very, very creative. I do think you are really trying to look at what the show is going to be able to like conceivably do. I don't think you're like lobbying for this change. So give that. I do like the idea that if the Strongchan are just basically raiders at sea, then the only kind of interactions we might really meaningful have with them would be from Beldomen, which would make Beldomen's character arc really more integral. Like he would be like the main kind of point, the interlocutor between Randland and the Shan-Chan. But I want to go back to Andrew's point, and I do believe that they would absolutely take a port and hold it and build from that, because here's my point, it was working. It was absolutely working. Everything they were doing was working. It took a magical army to stop them. So that's my point. There's nothing we can criticize them for doing. They were working. It just literally took some supernatural event to ward them off.
Per Jeep blowing up boats with a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
It feels like an episode
You can't
of
strategize for that.
Have you seen anime fans? If you've watched Fate's Unlimited Blade Works, Archer with his massive, like, super powerful arrow that just annihilates half city block.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Yeah, this one's definitely interesting because
Ryan, were you done?
I am done. I said I was going to be brief, and I was.
I appreciate
Good job, Brian. Good point. I like the Bale Doman point
You're
a lot.
you're a puppet of your word, and I appreciate that.
I really like the idea of this, especially because again, I do see the similarities, Rob and Rebecca, of the two stories. They are, and we do get a lot of fights with Ishamael. I definitely feel like those could be pared down a little bit. I feel like the first one has to happen, but the second one can be the first one. You can just do the both of them as the first one, and if you have this, the fight in the sky over Tarwin's Gap, like how much more epic is that? Like fucking great. But anyway, but I do definitely think that Andrew has such a good point there, that they are so egotistical. The Shan-Chan are so about themselves that they are not going to go make an easier beachhead. They rule through fear and through control. And if they can walk into your land and take one of your port cities, turn all your people to be their own, and just wait for the rest of their army to show up, like that's terrifying. And so I definitely feel like Falma still makes the most sense. Again, I think that you can pare down some of that, so you can definitely end up with like the mid-season stinger kind of thing happening with some of the Falma-esque stuff. but I don't. I feel like Falma can't actually be fully cut because there are just a few things that happen there that are super. In my reading of the story, they're super important to the development of certain characters, including things like Ingtar's redemption, things like Matt actually stepping up and blowing the horn when he feels like he needs to. You know, all of this different stuff I feel like needs to be there and by itself, not as a travel to somewhere else.
Don't let
if
the
that makes
innkeeper
sense.
hear that.
So, I mean, just to clarify.
Let party blow! Let party blow!
I think those things could still happen, like
Yeah, no, as you said, it's more of a
Let her
it's
finish.
more of an on a way to somewhere that you said rather than getting like an actual destination. And I feel like those things actually need to be in a destination, if that makes sense.
It doesn't, well, I don't think it would necessarily be on the way. I mean, you know, basically people are heading to Tyr, you know, and then maybe some of the things happen like right outside of Tyr, but like, you know, I think everyone is heading to Tyr basically, but you know, the other thing I would just throw out there is like, you know, the Shanshan also are pretty sure that when they show back up, everyone's just going to be like, oh, we've been waiting for you. And like, we're ready to just like, you know, let you take over. And so like, there, I mean, there's just another thing to throw out there. Like, you're right though, that like,
I both agree,
I'd
with
agree,
you,
but with that also
and
comes
that
their
kills my
absolute.
point.
But I mean, there's also their absolute infuriating rage whenever nobody does recognize them.
Accurate.
Like, you have forgotten the old ways. You will be crushed under boot, or you will serve.
Yep.
And I think
go
it
ahead.
sets them up very early on that it's not like a pirate or Viking force that raids. Because traditionally, you think about those, and whether you're right or wrong, you in general, not you specifically, Rebecca, make that abundantly clear. You generally think of raiding parties and like pirate groups as relatively small. But this sets up the Shanshan like, this isn't just a small group of people that are coming from across the ocean. This is a massive, and massively successful, although through many abhorrent means, empire. They're the only empire that has completely eradicated the shadow spawn. And they own the entirety of their landmass. And
They're also eradicated the shadow spawn?
Yeah, there's no shadow spawn in the Shanshan lands. None.
Yeah,
So who did
Actually, I
Leander
don't
and-
know. That is a little bit of an unreliable narrator
As
thing.
far as
They
coming from the
claim that
book.
there are no shadow
Except for
spawn
the
in
prophecies.
So we don't know that for sure, but they definitely think that it's true, and it seems to be true. So
they think Trollocs are a superstition.
And
so
to your
most
point,
two rivers, like, and they're not eradicated.
Exactly.
So
they like
again, it is a little bit of unreliable narrator, but it also seems to be true in the telling of the story that actually does seem to be correct.
right, and to your point, Andrew, this is the first of 3 waves. Like
this is foothold.
Exactly.
Strategic waves. These are the forerunners. They are designed to at least establish a foot in the world. So
And bring news of the ever victorious army on its way. Like, they're the
And the
herald
Empress, may the light shelter her forever.
So if Rebecca, if we've moved Falma to Ilion, but still had them take over there, and then Tyr is just right around the corner. You know, I can. All right, I'll give it a half thumbs. Oh, God damn.
No
Just
half.
hit me, guys.
So
All right, here it is.
Let's do it. Let's vote.
All
Everybody
right,
decide.
hold on, Ryan. What was it?
Oh, it just hit me now talking about this that the show like literally might have a different map.
It might.
I hope not.
I hope not, but it might. We'll see.
All right. So as presented, yay.
Everybody
or
in
nay.
chat, give us your thumbs up or your thumbs down.
I'm giving it a thumbs up.
Let us know what you think. Should
All
Falma
right.
not be Falma, or should Falma be
You guys are
Falma?
split.
Is this a half and half split?
I think it's a half and half, yeah.
All right.
looks like a
so
half and half.
chat will decide.
So far that was the most controversial. in terms of
Sussy.
the fact that
I
everybody
like
was
Mira's
saying,
response. An up thumbs and a down thumbs.
And an up and up and a down.
So,
Yep.
so you've got
Now-
a down, an up, a down, a
One
down.
yellow,
Now,
one
Rebecca,
fleshy.
this is an idea you've explored far more in one of your videos.
Yeah.
So
definitely go check
Yeah,
if
if
you
you guys want
haven't,
to go check out like a video I did on this, it was like combining. It was all about combining books 2 and 3 into season 2. So you can go check that out. And I go into much more depth with it.
yeah.
Yes.
And one thing to keep in mind is when content creators at all do videos like this about controversial changes or things of this nature, it's not we think that this is the best idea always. It might be, it may not be, but a lot of times it's, well, if I had to pick a controversial idea, what would it be?
Yeah, also true.
I'm not saying that that's what this is, but there's many ideas that's like, well, okay, I'm being told that I basically need to decide something like this.
Yeah.
But go and
I
watch
like how
Rebecca's video.
Rob looked like he was frozen and we lost him, but he's actually just tallying up thumbs up.
I'm staring at chat, tallying up thumbs up and thumbs down. And you know what?
It's
You're
still
4
even.
and 4. You're
Yeah,
still
it's
even.
still
split.
No, I think that so far you are the most controversial with the most.
Why am I doing 4 like this? There,
Most
do 4 like
thumbs
that.
Is it 5 to 5? Am I counting
Because you're
wrong?
doing it the European way.
I'm counting
the
both
British,
of
like we do in
Mira's.
America.
Oh yeah, I think
Same as
Mira,
four.
yeah, because Mira's is like,
He's got metric fingers.
All right, Malkier.
But
Rob.
Yeah, I feel like Rob needs to go because you look
Well,
like we were losing.
Actually,
before you go, let's pick our
Josh
winner.
Actually does need to
That was a
go.
good job, Rebecca.
Let's pick the winner.
So go ahead,
we
keep
got a
the
giveaway
thumbs
that we
up,
just did.
the thumbs up or thumbs down, whether or not you agree with getting rid of Falma. Oh, there's another thumbs down.
There we go.
I'm a little biased in
Falma's
noticing the
gone.
thumbs down, but keep doing it as we announce the winner
Alright, so we're
for the
5-4
BTP
now.
coffee mug.
Who is going to drink coffee
Eric.
out of the amazing coffee mug? Eric is.
Eric.
Nice one.
All
Eric.
right.
Well
Nice.
done.
Congratulations, Eric.
Your coffee will be that.
Eric Hargis.
Eric
Fuck
Hargis,
yeah.
yes, another leaf hack.
He's a
Buddy, show.
yeah.
Now every coffee that you drink is going to be.
I am so happy you won, Eric.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Eric, basically what this means is the coffee's going to taste really great, but is going to start messing with your head.
Yeah.
The madness is going to get you.
So
Too
Eric,
much caffeine. Too much caffeine gives you the sigh.
There we go.
It's true, though. It's true.
It's
so
not.
congratulations, Eric, on winning the giveaway. Make sure that you hit up either Black Tower or at Tower Podcast on Twitter, or hit up any of us on Discord, whichever way is easiest for you. And
can
let
even
us
email
know
us.
where to send
Yes.
this, and we'll get it sent to you within the week. So, yeah.
All right.
Nice.
So
Thank you very
All right,
much,
Rob.
everyone who
So let's
participated.
do the next one, and then once
Actually-
we finish the discussion, we'll take a little break, relatively
Yeah,
short break.
we're actually going to go with Josh because
Oh, we're going to go with
the
me.
earliest
Oh yeah, that's right. You have a hard out.
So here's
out.
what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen.
Here's what's
Um,
going to happen. Not what should happen, not what can happen. What's
I feel like I saw a preempted to this in the chat, Josh, and I feel like I know where you're going with this. So
yeah, he always goes.
Well, he had to
I
write it
hope-
down so he didn't forget it again.
Yeah, this one. And so, like I said before, I wanted to keep mine within the first season because I wanted to be able to say whether or not I was right or like relatively quickly.
Okay.
So mine is similar to the talented and lovely Rebecca, only a different geographic location. I want Tyron Ferry gone. That whole interaction from a TV show perspective, completely pointless, does nothing for us. Gone. Just leave the two rivers and go on to
Go
the
straight to
traveling, straight
Yes.
to traveling montage. Boom.
All right. All right. Easy, simple, and straightforward. Rob,
Here's,
what do you think?
here's my jaw. Drop it.
what? Yeah, I don't. You're wiping out a village we visit once in 14 books, like. Super
Man,
controversials.
Fucking
controversy is
fucking
so
ruthless.
controversial.
Automatic.
Rob's like,
my
Rob's
jaw in a
like,
completely different way.
Rob's
Thanks,
like,
buddy.
it's 10 to 4 in the morning. This is your take? Just,
Rob basically just said, I dated them once in second grade. Do you think I care?
You think I remember their name? Come on.
All right, cool. Rob, excellent.
all right, Rob gives
Ryan,
a
what do
firm
you got?
thumbs up.
I love you, Josh. I love
Rob,
you, Josh.
I'm so sorry to disappoint you.
That did not disappoint me. I saw you say something else in chat to someone earlier when something was mentioned, and I was like, oh my god, he's going with that idea. That looks epic. And then
He's gone with that idea before.
you gave me Taryn Perry.
Why
and
do
I'm
you
like,
build Rob up just to let him down?
But all right, but Josh, all right, I'll be devil's advocate. Who are the Emmons Fielders gonna hate? They all hate the Terran Ferry folk.
Oh, he didn't say eliminate Terran Ferry from the map. He just said don't go there.
Okay.
Not like Terran Ferry doesn't exist. They
How
just
are they
don't
gonna?
use the ferry
How are
there.
they gonna cross that one weird little river?
The Terran?
Yeah.
They skip the Terran and they go to the ferry.
All right,
All right,
Ryan,
I'm on board.
What say you?
They have their own boat.
They have their own boat.
Well, Moraine makes one out of the power.
Yeah.
No, she just floats them across using the force.
Well,
I'll go next.
Yes, Ryan. What
I
do you have?
agree.
Great. Andrew, what do you say?
I mean, you have to put some pro and con columns in there.
Do you?
Yeah, because
I'm just seeing pro columns.
well, no, the con is you don't get the first hint that Tom and Moraine may have something for each other. Well, the second hint. So you may miss out on her little snicker when he's all like flourish and disappear.
Oh, you think?
So you
Damn
lose
it,
on that.
Andrew.
You think she got a little like
Oh, dude, the first indication is in leave takings. The first indication. On a reread, you can see it. I think.
Yeah, we missed a lot. We missed Rand's first
Yeah.
channeling. We missed the epic like standoff, Reservoir Dogs style standoff.
You don't
on
miss
the thing.
Rand's first channeling.
Yeah, we kind of do actually.
No, you don't. His first channeling is to Bella, and they're just running away from the drag car.
Yeah.
It's easier to see.
It happened
At-
before they
at-
hit Terran
At
Ferry.
Taran Ferry.
No, it's on the way.
It's on the way to Tarn Ferry.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is a
After they
total
see
nerd
the
off
big
right
dumb
now.
bat thing in the air, just
But remember what I said though.
what did I start?
I said
Holy
they
shit.
leave
straight
Emmons
to the
Field
montage. Sure.
and go straight to montage.
Why can't you have?
Okay, so I guess if I were to put a capstone on this, my next
You can't change your idea
scene,
now.
my next well,
That's fine. It's a
Capstones,
it's
man.
a clarification.
No, it's capstones.
So
Sorry.
you're saying
Capstones.
montage. You're saying
you have
montage. Where does the
clarifying
next scene?
remarks.
Where does the
Please
next scene
clarifying
start?
remarks.
Where do we actually get to
The
see what
next-
happens?
The next scene, so it would be them going, bye-bye, Emmons Field. We're traveling along the road. And then all of a sudden it would be like, do you guys hear the drum beats? Oh no, there's Trollocs following us.
Okay, so
Go
you're
to
not
that
taking
abandoned
out
city
Tarn
over
Ferry.
there.
Yeah, you're actually taking out basically the entire anything that actually happens.
Nynaeve never catches up with them.
No, you're taking out Baerlon as well.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Getting
Like they see the abandoned city. That's
Yeah.
after Barrelon. So you want Barrelon? That's not part of the idea you proposed, and I don't want to entertain.
So I'm saying traveling montage. Let's just go. Just go.
Okay, so
Go.
sorry. This
no
is a clarifying
Carhian?
thing. This is a clarifying thing.
What was that? Ryan, pronounce
Get
this?
to Baerlon, or are you saying they get to Shadar Logoth? Those are two very different places, and things happen. Shadar Logoth is further along.
Yeah, go straight to Shadar Logoth.
Okay, so we're cutting Terran Ferry and Baerlon. All right, I'm not on board
I guess
with this.
yeah, we're cutting both of them.
All right, cool. Rob, do you want to change your answer?
I mean, I was a hard out to begin with, but you know, like it just got harder apparently.
Apparently.
I think Josh is on the right path, to be honest, because you are going to have to condense the fuck out of this. So yeah, them crossing a river, yeah, that's gone. It doesn't matter. That like whole mist thing that Moraine does with the Drakkar, that shit's probably gone too.
She can still go missed. Now we're hidden. Let's go.
Yeah, they're gonna
No,
go.
now
Hemingway.
you're changing your answer again. Because if you can't have Rand channeling Fella, you can't
so-
have Moraine channeling the Mist.
To finish what I was saying
Like,
earlier,
buddy.
it's like you miss out on some of the more subtle things. But do I think they outweigh everything enough to keep Terran Ferry? No. You can have that kind of stuff or similar stuff happen at Barillon. I could see Barillon being like a very momentary slowdown in this kind of traveling montage where they stop in, get some things, talk to an interesting person that is definitely not a lamp, and then they move on to Shadow Logoth. I could see that.
You're right. She's a very sexy lamp.
But there's just a lot there in the story. And they've already talked about
So,
every time.
what I'm going to need you to do is do here what you didn't do in the books and read in between the lines.
Empty spaces? Because there
These are the... Fuck off, Daniel. I love you guys.
All right, cool. Rebecca, what say you now that you have heard the entire
I have
theory?
to say, and they're saying this in chat too, but like, we all remember that, like, we know that there's Master Hightower, the ferryman, in the show, right? Like, we know this isn't going to happen. Does that matter? I don't know.
It just kind of ruins a game.
You can say, okay, so when you do a traveling montage, okay, think of Lord of the Rings when Gimli, Legolas, and Aragorn are chasing after the hobbits. And it's a wide shot of them running, and then it's a shot of Legolas, what do your elf eyes see? They're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
To Isengard.
Weeping shot again.
They're taking the elf to
Just
Isengard.
because we know there's a Terran ferryman cast in the show already does not necessarily mean that they have a significant part. It could be, yes, we've been riding our horses for hours. Let us cross on this ferry. Hello, Master Hightower. We'd like to go on this ferry. Now let's ride again. Like, that can be part of a montage.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm kind of on board.
I love that.
I
Yeah.
definitely
Okay.
like, I think no Barillon. I mean, so like that part, I agree. But like in general, I think there needs to be something in between Emmons Field and Shadar Logoth that's more than a montage. So
Terran Ferry.
on the general point, I have to say no.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it can be cut and condensed, and you're on the right track there. But I think we need a thing in between that's more than a blip.
Terran Long.
I agree with that statement.
I want to call up chat again. I see Josh is replying, but Dana Luther is pointing out Josh said no theory, so he cannot change that now.
Yeah, he can't.
And Glenn's like, except we know he drowns, so it's not really montage seeming. So
this is my professional response to that.
Nanny.
Neener.
Okay, it's not like Josh has already done 3.
And I can cite my sources.
All right. Who hasn't gone yet?
So Rob, Ryan, and myself have not gone yet. So let's go.
I went.
I thought Rob was the first one.
I went.
I was first. I was like,
Look at here. Now we're
left
developing
and
the
then-
unreliable
We're talking
podcaster.
about new controversies. Holy fuck, guys.
oh wait, is it what? We're talking about whose controversy is next? Is
That was what I thought was being
No,
said.
no.
It's not.
Well,
Andrew
Has
hasn't
anybody not responded
yet.
Has
to
anybody
Josh?
not responded to my controversy?
I don't think so.
Okay, everybody, thumbs up or thumbs down if you think that my controversy is
Which one
accurate and should be adopted
It's
and embraced.
It's only the removal of Terran Ferry. That was all that was laid out in the initial
Oh my god!
controversy.
You know what?
Controversy.
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
So
Come on, chat, give us your thumbs.
All right, fine. Taking out Terran Ferry, 100%. Once you take out Barillon, I'm out.
yeah, we can't.
I'm
We
having a
can't.
hard time
no
understanding if we
idea.
want to get
Josh not
up or
fighting
down.
us
right
on
now.
defending his point. Terran Ferry's out. Let's get the fuck out.
Yeah, so just for
Rebecca
Terran
was
Ferry.
like, "I'm so done with this. I'm out."
Talk to the
That's
chat.
how thumbs down she is.
Back to the
Okay.
chat.
I love it.
I'm gonna say right now that my controversy is the best because I got the most thumbs down.
No, you didn't actually get.
No, I got a unanimous thumbs down.
Yeah, so did I.
And you got one thumbs up from DK Moon.
Yeah,
I got. But look how many Glenn the Geeky Hippie.
I gave you a thumbs up.
Nobody else got 6 thumbs down from a single person.
Multiple thumbs from a one person does not count. I mean, that's,
Josh,
you know,
what
we
am
don't
I
play-
saying?
It's not.
Thank
It's
you,
not
Glenn.
that kind of panel. So you know.
Glenn is Tredic. He can't not do 6.
Okay.
Mira, yours wasn't even
Who's
controversial.
next? Who's next?
So next is a little bit of a break. We're going to take about a 10-minute break here. I'm going to throw up a be right back screen so that we can take a quick little break, move around, use restroom, whatever anybody needs to do.
You guys are gonna need it before my hot take.
Yeah, because when we come back, we still have Rob, Ryan, and Daniel. Right?
Ryan's excited about his, so I think Ryan should go next when we come back.
That's perfectly fine. So when we come back from the break, Ryan will be going first, and then why not? And then we'll go ahead and go with Rob, and then after Rob, we'll go ahead and start the last giveaway, which, trust me, you don't want to miss it. And while we're waiting for everybody to enter the giveaway, we'll go ahead and go with Daniel's before we wrap things up. So we are going to be back in about 10 minutes. So if you need to go use the restroom, grab food, whatever you guys may need to do, go ahead and do it.
Take a nap.
Now, 10 minutes starting now, and we will be back.
And during this break, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell, hit all the fucking buttons, guys. Like, seriously, you got 10 minutes to hit buttons. Hit all the thumbs, would you?
You need to do that to BTP, then do that to reading the pattern, then do that to Way of the Leaf, and then do that to
Malkier Talks.
That weird British guy as well. So do it all of them. Now.
Seriously.
You got 10
get
minutes,
on
that's
it.
plenty of time.
Get
Do
on it. That's your homework.
You've been waiting for this moment, for this feeling to grow. In the shadows, always watching, always running the show. In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you can feel the strain. You've been having so much trouble just fitting in. In the tower, we can help you. We will make you sing. In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you can feel the strain. Reach out, touch the fear. It is always there. Put on this coat of black. There ain't no going back. In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you can feel the strain. You've been waiting for this moment, for this feeling to grow. In the shadows, always watching, always running the show. In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you running the show. In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you can feel the strain. You've been having so much trouble just fitting in. In the tower, we can help you. We will make you sing. In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you can feel the strain. Reach out, touch the fear. It is always there. Put on this coat of black. There ain't no going back. In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you can feel the strain. You've been waiting for this moment, for this feeling to grow. In the shadows, always watching, always running the show. In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you can feel the strain. You've been having so much trouble just fitting in. In the tower, we can help you. We will make you sing. In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you can feel the strain. Reach out, touch the fear. It is always there. Put on this coat of black. There ain't no going back. In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you can feel the strain. You've been waiting for this moment, for this feeling to grow. In the shadows, always watching, always running the show. In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you can feel the strain. You've been having so much trouble just fitting in. In the tower, feeling to grow. In the shadows, always watching, always running the show. In the tower, you can bring your pain.
And we are back. Thank you all for patiently waiting.
Guess who's back?
Ah,
Back
back
again. Black Tower's back. Hello, friend. Towers
Hit
back.
subscribe.
Towers back. Hit subscribe. Towers back. So, real quick before we go, I'd like to just show someone. I'd like to just show you guys the giveaway. The first giveaway that we did. Also, because I know we're on the subject of giveaways. The first giveaway we did was for a shot glass for the Two Rivers Sniper, and I just want to show you guys.
Or the BTP Frosted Mug.
Or BTP, yes.
Ooh, that is sharp. Ooh, look
Right?
how black that is. You don't even know what drink you're getting.
And just to show you guys the effectiveness of this shot glass, I'd like to just perform what I call the flaming arrow. Okay. So first I seize Sidene. I fill myself with the power.
Is it like a rosebud opening to the? Oh wait, that's
It is
Sidon.
not. It is not like a rosebud.
It's
You just
like
gotta wrestle that.
it's
It's
a
like
turret.
crocodile.
I channel fire, weaves of fire into my bow and arrow.
Do make sure that it's into the liquid, not into the glass. The glass
And
breaks.
then I let fly.
Just a master class. That was a master class. Of
Bravo.
Soldiers and
Bravo.
dedicated, you will
Test-
report to me tomorrow and demonstrate the effectiveness of this weave.
Slanja tis himself.
Indeed. All right, but we are officially back, and you didn't come here to just see us take shots. That's part of why you're here, but it's
That's
not
a-
the only reason you're here.
They're also here to watch you shave yourselves, guys. So you know.
That
I mean,
is
somebody
that's our
still
metric.
has to do some of that.
No, he
Shit.
did it. You didn't
did
see.
it? Oh shit!
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's-
he did it. Yeah.
There's
Look
a
at those
whole-
sexy calf muscles.
Hashtag turnt calves, motherfucker!
There's
You
a whole
are-
TikTok
you
video.
are
on it.
milliseconds faster in the pool, my friend.
There's a whole TikTok
Yeah, there is
video.
a
We tweeted
TikTok
it out and
video.
everything.
There is
well,
a TikTok
I don't,
video.
I don't TikTok, which is not to say that anybody who does, like, I'm not judging anyone who does. I just don't.
Yeah, you are.
Well, I mean,
That's
you've been
okay.
traveling.
Okay, I'm judging
so-
Josh, but anybody else who uses TikTok is fine. But
You've been traveling, so you know
that's
you're
also
good.
true.
That's
But-
valid.
Let's
right.
let's go ahead and press on with the controversial changes that
Onwards and upwards.
we would like to see inside of the TV show, whether it be in season 1 or later. We decided in the break who would be going first, and that, of course, is Ryan. So,
Ryan.
regale us with the tale of your controversial take.
Brother Ryan.
Ryan of the
All right. Oh, you talking to me? Just kidding. All right. So we have a 14 book, many million word tome that's going to be distilled down to a show that we want, and I hope we want people who have not read the books to watch.
Yes.
Because if people who don't read the books don't watch this, we ain't getting to the end of this. So we want this to have an appeal to the non-reader.
You underestimate
so for me,
those readers.
yeah, don't ever hit the readers in this hour. They're like, who's she? So what I am thinking that what makes a story compelling and what doesn't, right? So I read this series a long time ago, and there was a lot of things that were just basically confusing to me because I was reading it more from like a non-fantasy reader's perspective. So I read it for the character development, I read it for the plot development, and I like just how strong the characters got. I didn't really give a fuck how they got stronger. I just liked that they did. I wasn't really interested in the cosmology so much, and I'm assuming the non-reader is not going to give a flying rat's ass about the cosmology to the nuanced level that I'm finding the discussions we have getting into. So to that end, I want no resurrections. I think resurrections are only interesting if you want to dig down into the cosmology of the world, but I think we can get through the entire series without one being resurrected, except for, spoilers, whatever, the end. That's what I want. I don't want any of that. I think that's just too confusing, and we run the risk of kind of Games of Thronesing this to death, and it's only to appeal to those who are really kind of interested in why that's even possible. I think I don't see how much it's gonna make this as popular as I hope it is.
Ryan,
So no resurrection.
can I clarify? Does that include like Brigitte and Guido Kane, who are like continually like the wheel resurrects?
Who are you talking about
Well,
with resurrections?
Like the
Yeah,
Forsaken?
you know what? Let's get controversial. Yeah, let's get controversial. Birgit, none. No, she can't come back. She's only gonna pop in, shoot some ships, and be gone. All that shit is just too weird. Yeah, I'm talking Forsaken. It's primarily.
You're talking about all the people Robin kills. You're talking about.
No. So there's a difference.
No,
Ryan.
Yeah,
Ryan,
shit.
correct me if I'm wrong here, but what I hear you saying is when we kill Robin and the Dark One says, "Just kidding, he's coming back," you don't want that.
Yeah, dumb.
It's
It's
not a matter of I killed these people with balefire. Oh no, you killed me, or I killed these people. Oh no, you killed me with balefire, so I didn't kill these people anymore. That's not necessarily resurrection. That's more like a time travel.
Right, balefire doesn't count, right? So Matt can die and still come back after he gets balefire.
Like, I'm confused right now and talking to you guys. Like I'm talking about the
Ryan, you saying
There is one instance. There is one instance when they go to Camelin and Lord Gerbil kills everybody, and then Rand balefires him out of existence, and then all of them are back to life.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
That's cool.
That's
All right,
fun.
okay,
That's
cool.
fun.
So
That's fun because it's like a whole cool plot twist. Could be very visually stimulating.
It's right there.
Talking about the wheel and the dark one. We're losing the
just spitting shit out. Like also, we have like
dark one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, girl, now what's going on? They're like
Okay.
All that shit. I think that's just confusing. I never understood it.
Rebecca's got something. She's
I have
here
a
for
clarifying
this.
question too.
Absolutely. Let's go.
So if we're not resurrecting the Forsaken, but does that mean you would have like Balthamel and Agenor who are just like wiped out at the beginning and then they never come back? Or would you have like them as their like Osengar, Arengar types? Like, how would you do with that?
I just don't want them to come back. I don't want it. Just
well, okay. So actually,
would Osengar and
solve
Arengar
all the
be
plot
different
twists
people?
I'm creating? I just don't. Want
that was actually what I was about to ask. The question I think is, do we then have more Forsaken because they just have more roles rather than resurrecting Forsaken to play those roles, or do you cut all of their later roles?
We're just gonna cut a lot of. I mean, guys, we're gonna cut a lot of plots. We're gonna a lot of plots are gone.
Yeah.
Like we're just gonna.
Right, so
we need to focus on key.
Right.
We need to focus on like key focal characters. We're gonna have dynamic scenes that are gonna be iconic, and we're like you're gonna remember forever. We need to create real relationships more than we need to create complicated fucking cosmology.
I feel this.
All right,
I'm here for this. Let me ask one more clarifying question then, because this came up in the chat and I feel like it's valid. Is Shamael?
Chattyville. Yes.
Does he come back as Moradin, or is Moradin a new character?
Yeah, that's
because that's pivotal.
That's the question.
I'm okay with saying Balthamel and
asked.
Agenor. You guys suck. You're
No,
dumb.
I mean, I'm
you got taken out in the first chapter.
Hey,
in the first chapter, damn.
Hey, look. If Rand cuts the cord and like we go, he goes, oh, you shouldn't do it. He cuts the cord. We don't. I mean, like it could be total games done. We don't know he's dead. We just assume he's dead. He's not dead. It's not that he died and came back. It's just like it's like whoa, sleight of hand. We thought he was dead. He's not dead.
So we're doing Pokemon.
Oh,
when you battle your Pokemon, they don't die. They just faint. Agenor fainted and his buddy came over and healed him. Oh, sorry, not Pokemon. We're going Fortnite. So he died and his buddy healed him, and then they
he's
retreated.
like crawling around like for like 5 minutes.
Okay,
no one finds
okay.
him. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, Josh, you seem to have opinions on this. Go ahead first. What do you feel? What do you think?
I feel like the resurrection works. I feel like it gives us a deeper sense of terror when fighting the Dark One, because not only do we just killed this guy. He's one of the most terrifying literally, the boogeyman comes into your house and you kill the boogeyman, but it don't matter because the boogeyman comes back. The Dark One says, you're not done yet. I want to bring you back. I feel like that adds a depth of fear that we need in facing our evil antagonist. And it's a no for me, dog.
All right.
Woof.
But I do love you still, Ryan.
Oh yeah, much love.
All right, brother Dan, what do you have to say about your Rohan?
I will say I am almost primarily on the Ryan train. However, here's my caveat, and so
always with you.
I'm sorry, Ryan. There's a caveat.
I just love the super subtle. Oh fuck.
I think that there should be one Forsaken that is brought back and one only, and that Forsaken becomes nameless. Boom. So you have
Ryan, I got you, boy.
You have Ishmael come back. And he becomes Morden and nameless, and there is no Asangar,
Halima,
Osangar, Asangar.
Yeah,
Asangar.
You know what? All the Gars can just take a high.
Hey, don't.
All the Gars can just take a high.
There's a fanfic. You're not allowed to say things.
The Kongars.
Whoa! Wait! Hold on. Tangent.
So
Kongar.
The Kongars.
Osangar.
Osangar.
As we know, Kon is old tongue for banner. Gar is old tongue for weapon. Are the Kongars the weapon banners?
Yes. No, they're the banner weapons.
They
hit you with flags.
Yeah, they hold the banners and
entirely different.
They beat you to death with flags.
Entirely different, Josh. Come on.
All right, brother Dan, you were saying.
So
sorry.
Yeah, I would say no. Okay. Yep. I do want Nameless to be the only thing resurrected, but aside from that, I am on Team Ryan. I'm giving thumbs up.
Rob, what do you got?
Matt Stagger just said it really well in chat. Shows a real cost to going over to the Dark One. Even death doesn't end your service. So, and okay, yeah, maybe there's too many, and I'm fine with streamlining how how many. I'm okay with that, but getting rid of it completely, yeah. You know, the fact that unless you use Balefire, the Dark One's going to bring them back. There's a huge scare factor there, like you know, has been said already. So I'm a no. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm actually just gonna jump on the edge of that, Rob. If you're done.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I actually agree that since resurrection, just whether it's by the wheel, whether it's by the Dark One, whether it's by the Creator, whether it's by whatever metaphysical entity exists that keeps doing it, resurrection is just such a huge. Well, resurrection and reincarnation, sort of, are such a huge theme in the Wheel of Time that I feel like not ever doing it in the actual story and just having it sort of be over, like Rand was the last one and we don't see it happen during the entire story, feels wrong. And I totally, actually, Ryan, I couldn't agree more with you on the, like, grabbing people who are not necessarily going to go into the real depth of the cosmology, the depth of the environment, the depth of that. I agree with you. And I think dumbing down certain things about the magic system and the way things work and different things like that isn't a bad idea. I think those are good places for cuts and making sure that it's easily digested. But resurrection is just so big. It's such a big theme. And I feel like, again, whether it's the terror factor by the Dark One, whether it's the Heroes of the Horn by the pattern, like all of this different stuff, like resurrection is just so important. Rebecca, what do you got?
Yeah. I wanted to be on board with this idea. Like I was like more in favor of this than
Because I'm a nice guy, right?
You are a nice guy.
You're an awesome guy, Ryan. You're an awesome guy.
dude.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Because I definitely agree with parts of it. Like I think it's way overused, and I think some of the Forsaken coming back didn't end up being like necessary. And but I had some qualms about like specific things, but I was like, maybe I could like embrace it overall. But I think the other point that I thought of from what you were saying, Daniel, is that if it's not really a thing that happens in general, why does Ishamael have like the ethos that he has? Like, why does he go to the shadow if that's not really a thing?
Yeah. Andrew. Well, Rebecca.
So overall, I mean,
that's a deep cut though.
It is.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think the understanding is that the Forsaken just kind of keep coming back age after age. Like that's the understanding. I don't know if we need it to be like, oh, this guy from character like season 2 came back in season 4.
Well,
we're like, what?
And
he's got boobs. What?
Yeah,
and we
interesting
should
point about time being a wheel.
Yeah.
All that has happened will happen again. So does it matter that resurrection happens?
And in my head, when I give a thumbs up, I am drawing a line between resurrection and reincarnation. I'm not considering them to be the same at all.
Yes.
I think reincarnation is the essence of the wheel. This is why Luce there, and I've seen you 1,000 times, and I'll see you 1,000 times again. Sure. But resurrection from the dead, we could I'm with you, Ryan. If we just limit it to that, we could drop that whole thing.
Well, my response to that is actually just a question. Do the Dark One's followers actually get reincarnated, or is resurrection the way that the Dark One reincarnates?
Well, I mean,
because it seems like
the Dark One
Ishamael
has
actually
power over the realm of death.
Yeah, so Ishamael has fought Luz there in time immemorial as the soul, but not in the same face every time. Is resurrection just the way that we talk about the Dark One reincarnating?
So I'm gonna hop in.
Okay,
Hop in, Andrew. Do it. Hit it.
So with the Dark One, and this is just going off the current discussion. I have more to say on what previously has happened.
Sure. Yeah.
But the Forsaken are never resurrected. They're soul transferred. The soul is grabbed and transferred into a new body. It's not a resurrection. It's a soul transfer. Think long term.
Now I'm even more confused.
Think Ino.
They're proving my point.
Think longer term Ino from like Naruto. It's where she does mind transfer, but it's a soul transfer. It's taking the same soul, because that's how the Dark One operates. He intercepts the soul before it goes back into the wheel to be spun out again or not, and puts it into a new body. Whether he's created the body or just took the body from the plethora of bodies they have. Rand, he's never resurrected. It's a soul transfer from his body into Morden's body, and from Morden to his body.
I believe that's the point that Brother Dan was making, the difference between resurrection and reincarnation.
Yeah.
Well, then we never actually have.
Well, I mean, we could quibble on the language. Like soul transfer, I think many philosophies would say that is what like a resurrection would be. Like that is like what
a kind.
So
of
I don't. We're just quibbling on like language right now. But to that point, like how is that? So go on though. Go on. Like what's the bigger point we're getting at?
Yeah. So my bigger point is the initial thought was no resurrections, and for cinematic purposes, people that don't do exactly what we're doing now and delving into the metaphysics of how the world works. That means person A dies or seems to have died, doesn't come back. That means Avienda and Matt and the rest of the group don't come back. That means Moraine doesn't come back. That means Matt doesn't come back. That means Ishmael doesn't come back. These are all people that died and then come back.
I wouldn't count Moraine in that, but everybody else, yes. Because she
I'm saying appears to die and come back.
disappears.
All of those are seen as resurrections. That's the trope in fantasy. Somebody that you are so confident died comes back. That is the cinematic trope of fantasy of resurrection. It's no different than Gandalf the Grey becoming Gandalf the White. It's the same fantasy trope. But what we've done with this discussion is we've exempted Balefire. And we've now exempted Morden. So if you're going to exempt Morden, you then have to give credence to the Dark One as Master of the Grave, as having the power and ability to bring souls back into living corporal bodies.
Yeah.
So I think it would be cool if only the Shadow gets to do that. It would make them a lot more terrifying, and it would have long-lasting implications to losing to them if we're going to include the Balefire thing. Like, when you start making these exceptions from the overall idea of resurrection in a fantasy trope, then, well, it's easy to take and pull Avienda and Matt out of this because that was Balefire. Or Matt beforehand with the Dark Hounds. Oh, that was Balefire. It's not a resurrection. We just turn back time. And whenever you start delving into that, delving into the metaphysics, which was the whole antithesis of the conversation, then it all becomes a moot point. Yeah. Because then with the metaphysics, we already know how it happens, we know why it happens, and it serves a purpose. So,
well, what if we limited it to just the Forsaken? Once a Forsaken's dead, they're dead.
Well, but again, we're not limiting it to that because we're already accepting Balefire. So either you have to only allow the Dark One and then just cut the scene where Avienda, Matt, and everybody dies and not have Balefire be the solution to that problem. Because you can't have those characters die at that point, at least.
But see, then if you do that, you remove the severity of Egwene defeating Balefire in the end.
Right. So I definitely
Balefire.
Guys, I exempted Balefire. Like, no, I was definitely exempting Balefire. Like, that's
not.
But again, what I'm. That's not. That's like that's a time thing. That's like the.
Yeah, they just
rip in
aren't
the time
dead
fabric.
anymore.
It's not like a being being like, I'm gonna arbitrarily put you back and give you a new name and identity and new set of like, rules or whatever, new orders.
New face, new name, new gender.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, no, I exempted Balefire for sure, and I get that, like, but that seems like being more like a time thing and not necessarily like the power of the Dark One. And I honest to God, I didn't even know what you're talking about, like, until now, the whole power over death. I get it, but it's really hard to, unless you're gonna visually show the soul going floating in and the Dark One like explaining, I can move this soul to another body, and then you see it happen. I mean, again, like, we're gonna meet so many characters. We're gonna get into the scope of this. We're gonna meet so many characters. It's just, I honestly don't even think we need that many Forsaken. We can get in that another story.
Right.
So in essence,
cut it to.
So that's why I said just have one. So we know that the Dark One can do it, but is very, very selective. We know he has master of the over the death. He reanimates one guy. He becomes nameless, and that's the dude. And no one else gets brought back.
It is definitely an interesting theory.
Yeah, but I think you could do that. I think the Dark One just can level someone up, though.
Just by itself. But let's go ahead and go to a vote as presented.
Good call.
You are you interested in seeing that in the show, or is that something that you think should definitely be left in? So everybody, thumbs up if you want to lose Resurrection as presented by Ryan, or whether you want to keep that in as presented by Ryan. All right. Cool.
Okay, everybody in chat, give us your thumbs
also
up
go ahead
and
vote
thumbs
in
down
as well. And yeah, we'll see what happens. And are we doing the last giveaway?
We'll do it going into the last segment.
Glenn, now
Okay.
you're just being redundant.
Glenn gave you
Glenn.
9 thumbs down. Okay.
Glenn, I thought we were like really.
Yeah, you
He gets
thought.
more thumbs down.
Yeah, you thought.
See how it
Maybe
is.
you shouldn't assume things. When you assume,
Maybe.
you make an ass out of you and
Yeah, maybe
Mira's
I'm right.
emphatic as well. Yeah, there's some emphatic
Mira.
thumbs going on.
Mira, you hurt my feelings so much. You should go to our channel and subscribe.
Yeah.
I love.
Ryan feel better now.
I love how for the whole idea, Ryan predicated it with like a 2 to 3 minute spiel about, you know, people that are watching this that haven't read the books. They're not going to care about the cosmology. They're not going to care about the metaphysics. And then we proceeded to have a 15+ minute discussion purely based on the metaphysical merits of resurrection.
Yep,
But
totally.
it's important.
Totally. You are not wrong. So all of you people who understand the metaphysics and have read the books and think it's important, let's hear what you have to say about the people who don't think it's important.
But that's one of the great things about the
the
series.
exercise.
It's one of the great things about the series is that some of this metaphysical stuff is so, at least from our point of view as readers of the book, so intrinsically entwined with so much else that happens later on in the series, and even then what happens in the series, that it's hard to separate them.
Well,
So
I would even
It's
say,
also funny that I'm just waiting for 1.5 years from now, after a bunch of people have watched the show and have come back to this video, all of them just thumbs upping the shit out of Ryan, being like, "We don't care. We don't care about the metaphysics at all. Just give us cool show."
Right.
I would say that Wheel of Time is on the same level of, you know, Star Wars, Star Trek, Game of Thrones, and Lord of the Rings. When you have a story that is, this is the story that is presented to you right here. And everybody goes, cool, I love this story. But there are themes and sequences and other things that are so much deeper than what is on the surface. And Wheel of Time fits that so well. And Robert Jordan even wrote the series to cultivate those types of interactions. And I just, I love it so much.
And
So-
let me, last thing I want to clarify. My ideal show is a show that is cosmologically correct in every fucking detail, but they don't focus on it. That's all.
Fair.
I want everything to be
Unless they
correct.
want to.
Every rule that was presented should be within the frame rate that the showrunners work with, and then they are creative within those rules. But I don't want them to break one rule. I just don't want them to explore every rule. It's not necessary. It might be too confusing.
So
You
who
give
is
us
next?
the chance to dive into it,
Rob.
that if we're so inclined.
Yes.
Rob is next.
Let's hear an opinion from across the pond.
Okay, so
All right,
At least
Rob.
from us.
This,
All right,
this
Teddy
is-
said. Wait, Teddy
Are you
said.
gonna cut Taryn Ferry from the other side of the pond?
No, but the fairies.
no, I'm just going to cut the bank complete. No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, excellent.
No, it's all going to be the same, but the Terran's going to be measured in liters.
Yes.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, I'm gonna metricize the wheel.
Yeah.
I love that one. Love that one. Okay, so mine requires a small bit of explanation, but I'm going to get straight in with the shocking statement. And I'm not sure how this is going to go across, but I'm going to cut Verin. Hear me out.
I'm sorry, sir. What?
Cut his mic.
No, go
Cut his
in.
mic.
Go in.
I'm out.
Go in.
Cut his mic.
Go in. I want to hear
the
it.
mic.
All right, go ahead, Rob.
Let me. Okay, so and this was inspired. I was talking with Cleveland.
Wrong.
This was kind of inspired.
Wrong. Wait.
Hold on, my brains just fell over here. Let me.
I know, chat's already going bang. Okay, so
All right, Rob.
So
haven't
many
had enough-
thumbs down.
I know, right? I will kill you. Let me explain. Not just cut Variant. We're actually going to merge Variant with Alana. Okay. So I had this whole discussion with Liv and Twitch on the podcast, and you know, Variant does things obviously in the story, and she has a very important ending where she's the double agent type situation. But yes, Teddy, one of the best reveals in the entire series. If you make it Alana, okay, because other people can do some of the things that Varen does. Okay, and I detail this in the podcast with Twitch because he brings it to me, and he reckons that because we haven't had a casting, we've had some epic ones for like Alana and things like that, that they might be streamlining it or cutting it later or something of that nature. You could give her roles to Alana.
I'll cut it later.
Cut it later. The reason I'm thinking this kind of works, and I like it, is for a few reasons. First off, basically after Alana bonds Rand, she just becomes a bit of a sap, and people only have her around because like, oh, you're bonded to the dragon, so we'll keep you around because you'll be handy. And she loses all of her self-agency going on. Okay. Other things Varen does before her reveal at the end, other characters can do. They're not major plot changing things. Okay. Yes, she gives the ring to and all the details of dreaming to Egwene, but you could have another sister do that. Potentially another black sister we find out later as well. So, you could have the mystery there at that point. But you don't need to have Varen go to the Two Rivers. You could have Alana go, at the end of the day, what they're doing, some healing and magical rocks. Could still be done by,
that's what she
Alana.
Does. Yeah, that's what she does.
Hey,
that's what she does,
our channel supporter sells potentially magical rocks. Take offense.
Yes, that is true. That is true. Okay, yeah, you know what I meant by magical rocks.
Fuck you, Rob. Fuck you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And anyway,
In the name
here's
of the
at the end. So
They're enchanted crystals.
this is the big thing. Aside from giving Alana some more of the agency going on, firstly, Rand has been bonded by a black sister. Okay, so there's like when you realize she's black at the end, you're like, holy fuck, he's been bonded to a black sister this whole time. Very, very scary. Makes it more serious of the situation. Book readers are going to be like, where's Varen? Where's Varen? Who not understand. And then suddenly Alana's revealed at the end. So we get a whole new, brand new reveal we did not see coming type moment for book readers. Then TV show viewers will start reading the books afterwards. Hopefully.
Damn it, Rob.
Then they will get to the end expecting it to be Alana the whole time. And then Varen turns up and they get a whole mind blown moment as well.
Damn it,
So
Rob.
That's kind of where I like it.
I'm gonna take first.
So it's not cut Varen, it's merge Varen with Alana, but
I'm gonna take first on this
more of a
one.
shocking title.
Go ahead.
Unless there are clarifying questions. Does anybody have a clarifying question?
Kind of.
Rebecca says.
Okay, go ahead.
Rebecca, hit it.
So my immediate thought is, okay, so Alana has the reveal with Egwene, and then she's dead. So then she's bonded to Rand, and Rand loses his Aes Sedai before he's even gone to Shale Ghul.
We did cross that in the podcast.
It
and
works with the Tam idea.
She would release, yes,
No!
she would release Rand of the bond prior to drinking the tea or whatever,
But
I just combined the two evilest ideas from this live show. Killing off Tam and having the bond with Alana, who is now merged with Varen, as the crux for Rand becoming Zen Rand.
I'm just going back in chat now.
All right, Andrew, go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, it's one of those things that the way you portrayed it, like I could see it working because Alana, other than the aspect of her bond to Rand being one of the things that's credited with his ability to sustain the wounds he has and survive like he does and be as resilient and awake as he is, she really doesn't, unless I'm missing or forgetting something super, super important, everything she does could be accomplished by a link between a merging of Varen and Alana. And there's also the idea that it would give more credence to why she, out of the blue, without permission, bonded Rand. And it would warrant her being still such a intrinsic member of the Black Aja. It's one of those things. I hate it. But I cannot, at this moment, think of a sufficient reason to say why it would be such a horrible idea. And I think a lot of the abhorrence to the idea is the intrinsic love for Varen as the double agent.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as the character development goes, it doesn't necessarily have to be that different. It's just a different name that gives more credence, I think, ultimately, to both character arcs.
Ryan is
Ryan is
having some
fucking
kind
dying.
of
Ryan's
having a reaction.
Ryan is
Andrew, are you
not
done?
okay with
Yeah,
this.
yeah, I'm done before I give
Are you
Ryan.
I think
sure?
Ryan has a
another
question.
Ryan, can you put
Ryan,
into
what is your question?
what was happening right there?
Oh, just no. Is it not clear?
I mean, I
I'm
think
just
so, but I just
expressing.
wanna
I'm
make
silently
sure.
expressing myself.
I
I've
thought
muted
you were
myself
bowing
politely.
down to the
I
greatness
have
of the
cursed
suggestion.
so many flaming and light bearing. Like, trust me, I've cursed to the high heavens. I'm going mute again.
So much mother's milk in a cup. Well, let me ask a clarifying question. And this may be canon within the thing, but I know that Varen had a warder named Tomas, and they were both dark friends. We're both dark friends. What is how can you shield that inclination?
He was not a dark friend, actually.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
Or no, sorry, it's somebody else's warder who's not a dark friend. Fuck, I
Right.
don't remember who it is.
Tomas
Sorry,
was.
You're right. Tomas was.
Tomas
Sorry, keep
helped
going, Brad.
turn Varen.
Yeah, go ahead. So keep going, Dan. Sorry.
So there are, I think there are, as you say, I think there are a few examples of warders who are oblivious to the fact that they are dark sisters, but you're talking about the Dragon Reborn who can channel and is, I think that would be a hard thing that Rand would not be aware of this dark side then if he is linked to Varen.
I would respond with that with outside of the double bond of Andril Mavara, give me an example of a warder reading his Aes Sedai's mind and being like, specifically reading it and understanding like more than just being able to feel her presence. And
Give
like,
any example of any bond outside of the double bond allowing the reading of mind. It's a conveyance of emotions.
Yes,
so
exactly.
any sort of interpretation of reading of the mind is an interpretation of emotions, much in the same way that Perrin interprets sense and images.
Yeah. And as put in chat, Teddy has put there are warders with the light who serve Dark Sisters.
I mean, the Black Aja survives by not being discovered.
But notice what Brother Dan said. I mean, like, again, it's an opinion, and I can appreciate that it's an opinion that doesn't necessarily have a strong piece of evidence either way, but he's saying, yes, there are warders who serve Dark Sisters and don't really know. But we're talking about not a warder. We're talking about the Dragon Reborn.
And how much attention does Rand give Alana?
So,
how much attention would you give somebody that force bonded you?
I think he is aware of her like emotions. He comments on that and like whether he can tell where she is. I mean, even just, I mean, there's some chance he would be able to tell that she was in Shale Ghul at some point. I'm just saying.
Well,
do
all Black Sisters go to Shale Ghul?
Right there.
How many Black Sisters go to Shale Ghul?
To that, he always gets a vague idea of the direction she's in, and it's only when he actually thinks about her, because he tries to not think about her, which by passive kind of, and he's always like pretty far away, which is hard to pinpoint an exact location. Like, oh, I think she's somewhere off to the west, so that could be Camelin. It could also be 150,000 other villages and stuff that were never named. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a valid point, but I think there may be too much credence given to his status as the Dragon Reborn during the same time frame we're talking about his bonding with Alana and where that bonding would end whenever Varen dies in the books. Because for the vast majority of this time, Rand is, I've got to be hard, no emotions, focus on what needs to get done. Let's not think about this. I do what I got to do. Here's my emo list of all the women I've caused to die. That's where he's focused, not on his bond with Alana. In fact, for the majority of the time he's bonded to Alana, it's very much an afterthought and only comes around here and there whenever he sits there and is stuck in his own head.
I have a quick follow-up point, sorry.
Go ahead.
Hit it.
So Varen is a double agent, not actually wanting to be black, but got stuck in the situation, was like, let's make the best of it. If we're merging her with Alana as my suggestion, Alana's going to be the double agent, not really wanting to be black. So is she really going to be coming across through the bond as an evil son of a bitch? Like
the only... Go ahead, Daniel.
Okay.
Okay.
So my reaction to that is I agree with you, and I get that this works. Like you can twist it in ways that actually make it work. And I agree with that. And you don't even need to twist yourself into a pretzel. Like there are relatively simple explanations for all of this, but I think that when you actually take all of it as a whole, it doesn't work anymore because it's too many small changes that add up to just such a huge divergence from the thing. Because again, Alana bonding Rand, like, is this really questioning thing? And people are like, oh wow, no sister would do that. Is she not actually good? That's a lot of suspicion to throw on somebody who knows she's black. Like that's a lot of suspicion to throw on someone who doesn't want discovery. That's a lot of like extra scrutiny to throw on somebody who's intentionally trying to fly under the radar. Things like that. And then, you know, Varen actually, as the double agent, really does need to do a lot of stuff, if you will, and have a lot of freedom to go and do things for the Dark One that she can then, I mean, she doesn't want to be black and she can turn it towards the light in some ways, but she has to have that freedom. And Alana, for the whole, as you guys said, I don't necessarily think that she loses as much agency because, like, man, later on in the books when people go after Rand, she's like, fuck you hard in the, like, right up the butthole, and I'm going to stop you from doing what you're doing. And you're like, whoa, Alana's come out to play. But, like, that loss of freedom, that loss of agency that you guys were sort of talking about already is kind of what makes it not make sense for her to be the double agent anymore, because she's under so much suspicion and scrutiny, and everybody's like, we know that you're the one who bonded the Dragon Reborn, blah blah blah. Everybody's watching her, and to think that she would then have the freedom to go do what she needs to do and then come back feels like it doesn't fit anymore. So again, I like the idea. I do actually like the idea of combining characters, and those are two that are very intertwined for most of the series. But it does feel like there are things that Alana can't realistically do if you just make her and Varen the same character. Rebecca, go ahead and respond, and then we'll get Josh in here.
Yeah. I think you presented your idea really well, Rob, because like, you know, initially, like, you know, of course you just like cut Varen and just like, no, right? Because we all love Varen and we don't want, I mean, it's the affection for the character, not just the concept of her, but like who she is as a character that we all have, and we don't want to lose that. And so, I mean, but like you did make a, you know, a good case to where like this could work. I think I don't think it would buy us enough, right? Like, I get what you're saying about like it would be an additional sort of surprise. And I like that idea in general. Like, I would like them to change some things, like change the identity of like who Masana is in the tower. Like, why not? Like, it doesn't matter, you know, like just change something like that, because it would like give us a different mystery as book readers, and it didn't really matter. So things like that, I'm totally on board with. But like, I think the point that Daniel just made kind of swayed me that, you know, for someone who is trying to fly under the radar, you know, and be a double agent, that doing something that high profile that would draw that much attention on her probably isn't that good of an idea. And in fact, what's really interesting is I just thought of this is like, okay, so Varen and Alana are linked. And you mentioned, Rob, like, okay, Alana could be doing this because she's trying to like protect the Dragon Reborn, right? Like, so that, you know, but like, if we think about it, maybe Varen like sort of instigated her doing that. Like Varen is like, I can't do this myself because it would be too much attention on me, but like, I'm here with Alana and she's a wreck. Let me like subtly manipulate her into doing it because someone needs to do it.
I'm here with Alana and she's
That's
a
always
wreck.
been my thought, and not even trying to combine the characters. I always thought that Varen totally put her up to it. It was 100% Varen.
Okay.
She seems so out of character for her.
It does. Yeah.
Very valid, yeah.
Rebecca, was that are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Cool. All right, Josh, you wanted to say something earlier, and I'd love to hear it.
So I'm right here on par with Rebecca. Rob comes out and says, "Cut, Baron," and I'm like, "Oh no, you didn't." But then Rob presents his point, and he says, you know, what he said, which was eloquent and smart, and I hate him for it. But I'm kind of like, yeah, that actually seems like a pretty solid choice to make. But there's only one aspect of the story that Rebecca brought up that makes, well, Rebecca touched on, that makes a very significant impact at the end of the story. And this is one of, I think it's a very terrifying element that people don't give enough weight to. When they get to the cave in Shaiol Ghul and Rand is fighting Moradin, Alana's secured to a wall and bleeding out. The blood dripping from her veins is literally an hourglass. It is sand dripping. And once that timer goes out, once Alana, Rand goes insane with the water rage and Moradin can dispatch him easily. That's a terrifying concept.
It is.
So the problem is that when you say you're going to combine Varen and Alana, I like the idea, but there's a story, there's a plot hole that needs to be fixed. And that is when Varen is able to Aes Sedai her way out of the dark oaths that she took, we then need to have that same trigger or that same mechanism in the cave at Shaiol Ghul, because the last battle just isn't the same without that. And I feel like that's something that needs to be there.
We addressed that in
also,
the podcast
Nynaeve
episode.
gets to be a badass.
Also, Nynaeve gets to be a badass.
Yes, that's true. We did. Okay, so we addressed the Alana thing in the cave, not specifically the Nynaeve part of it, but okay, it's very dramatic. Absolutely.
Yes.
There's a timer going on in the things.
It's also true that the last battle has enough things fucking going on.
That's so true, so true. But
shut up, Daniel.
Any Aes Sedai that really understands what's going on, and I feel that Alana would definitely understand what's going on.
I better win, or this one person is going to die. Oh no, I better win, or everyone dies.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, what Aes Sedai isn't going to be there like, oh, I'm about to die, and if I die, that person, you know, who's going to save everything dies with me and dies with everyone. Like, who isn't just going to be like, I released the bond?
Yes.
But if she's shielded, can she?
It's true. What?
If she's shielded, can she?
Or unconscious.
Oh, yeah, it's hard to say, because, again, the water bond is so fucking weird. It definitely breaks a lot of rules. But yeah, so, okay, cool. Let's go ahead and table that again. Another one that we could talk about for hours.
Yes, absolutely. I know it would be
and again, Rob, thank you very much for putting that out there. As has been stated, you were very eloquent.
Did we get
It was
Ryan's
lovely.
answer?
Yeah, Ryan.
Oh, you saw me.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was quite vocal.
I was just making sure.
Yeah, it was.
That
it was
that
a kind
was
of
the
a love
answer.
response.
I just want to add what Mira's just put in chat. Min could take Alana's place.
I will add though, if we need to
But
combine,
that changes
characters-
Min's ending quite a lot, doesn't it? So
I will add that if we need to combine characters, no Alana, and if we have to have Bond, Rand, just have Varen do it.
And that's exactly what I was thinking as well, right? And I'm not sure
So
what
it's the
answer
other way
I asked the
around.
question.
Don't cut Varen, cut Alana.
Yeah, cut a
Yeah,
lot of. I mean,
alright.
Varen was the one who chased them in when they were traveling. Varen was the one who was with Swan and Moraine and said, "Oh, so this boy is the Dragon Reborn." That would make it very interesting if she was the one who had bonded.
the origin of not cutting Alana and keeping Varen is the fact that Alana has been cast and Varen is not.
indeed.
That is where Twitch's idea came from, and that's what sort of led him down that path. So that was, I carried on with that because of
All right, everybody.
So
that was the only
All
reason,
right,
yeah.
let's get in
panel.
votes. As
Votes.
presented, again, we're combining Alana and Varen
Sure.
and cutting Varen, leaving Alana. So as presented, thumbs up to actually combine the two characters as Alana. or thumbs down if you would be not interested in combining those two characters.
I love the puppets. I got 1 thumbs up. I'm happy. I love the puppets.
I think you got 2.
There's a thumbs up. Oh, I got a thumbs up. I got 2. Okay, cool.
I think Brother Dan is trying to fight himself on this.
He is. Absolutely.
He's
Right,
not happy.
He's like, where is this hand coming from? This is bullshit.
Guys, clearly this is a thumbs down. This is
Yes,
Yes.
I see that right. Yeah.
You got that.
Your emphatic response to this theory or this controversial opinion was already a thumbs down, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just spent the entire 30 minutes talking about how characters are going to be more important than anything else, and you just go ahead and nix the most amazing character I've ever read in my entire life.
Well,
Fantastic.
you know, I was going to go with a different theory originally, but then everyone came out the gate with like, kill this character, kill that character, kill this character. All right, so let's merge.
So
instead,
you thought you'd kill Varric?
This could be a whole episode on its own, just a discussion of the reality of the potentiality of merging Varen and Alana.
Yeah,
I love it.
Rob,
all right.
You've already done an episode, but I encourage people to go and listen to that, and then encourage Rob to do another one.
Yeah, Twitch will do
I
a
don't know
follow up.
why.
Yeah, we'll get Rebecca to join us, and then she can pick.
There
up
we
on
go.
lots.
That's a smart move.
All right.
So before we move into the final opinion of this, we're going to go ahead and get started at that final giveaway. This is the big giveaway of the stream because this one leaves the most open room. This giveaway isn't for a specific item. It is for a category of items. This giveaway is for a piece of Black Tower Podcast apparel. It's like things you can wear. So everything from, I guess you could argue buttons, like the little stick-on buttons, because we do have some of those.
A button, that's cool, but if you pick a button, we will question your sanity, and you may get some wine with your shipment.
But there's all kinds of t-shirts, there's hoodies, I believe there's some cooking aprons. There's even stuff for newborns and young children on our Spreadshirt stuff, so you can go ahead and taint them from
You can
birth.
get an embrace the taint onesie for your child.
Yeah. So
embrace the taint.
So
embrace it.
This is a giveaway for basically what we will do is if you win, you can go to either New Creations by Jen or Spreadshirt. There's the only 2 merch type stores we have. Find something you like, and then tell us what it is, what size you need it in, and then where to send it, and we will have it sent to you. So the giveaway should be starting any second now. In chat, it's going to be _! Giveaway altogether, no spaces, for you to go with this. And with the properly qualified seamstress, it will fit puppets as well.
I can't wait to get a little baby onesie.
Please get one.
It probably will fit.
See running around.
I get 12-month stuff, so onesie will probably with the little snap right by the taint. That's gonna work.
Taint snap.
They put the snap there for easy taint cleansing.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Go on.
Oh, please don't go on.
For that discussion, you're going to have to first create and then find.
That's a patron only. That's a patron only benefit, right? That's like a top tier patron level.
It's so far top tier that you have to be a Patreon to get the OnlyFans link to get to it.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you have to pay
PTP OnlyFans.
It's what we call 2-factor authentication by way of making you pay more money.
2-factor authentication?
2-factor authentication.
Oh gosh.
I'm disappointed I didn't get the joke earlier.
2-factor?
Wow.
Oh.
Josh did.
I'm so sorry to everyone and everything.
I aim to wake up every day and look in the mirror and say, why are you the way you are?
Why are you like this?
So far, I'm on an almost 28-year streak.
Wake up every morning and say, I choose taint.
Yeah.
I wake up every morning, puke tequila and glitter. Oh, wait. Looking like P. Diddy. Wait.
That's what I just said. I choose taint.
All right. So let's get to the last one that we have for tonight, Daniel.
All right. Well, I will be keeping in the combining category, just like Senor Rob. I have actually said this one before, so I'm a little bit rehashing, but I have not said it to this group, but I'd love to hear your comments and whatnot about it, which is cut Fail. Fail does not exist. Everything that Fail does that is important is done by Berylane, and she is the character that we combine them into, and there is no fight between Fail and Berylane anymore because it's a terrible storyline and no one fucking likes it. And then in the end, guess who's alone? The prettiest person in Randland. Galad just gets left on his own and he doesn't get a relationship because he just gets to be alone. It's great.
Well, that right there, for that reason alone, I'll give it a thumbs up.
Fuck Galad. He gets everybody the whole series. He doesn't get to be happy.
You're too happy. Your free trial of happiness has run out.
My controversial thing is to cut Fail's whole storyline, or not her whole storyline. You can still have some of Failgate, but it's smaller and done by Berylane, and everything important done by Fail is instead done as Berlane's character.
All right, we're gonna go with Rebecca first because I think I saw the most visceral facial reaction from Rebecca. Visceral just means I'm using it as obvious, not negative necessarily.
I agree that like the whole Berylane Fail fight thing is like, ugh, I don't like it.
Gross.
I'd be totally fine with that being gone. I don't ship Berylane and Perrin at all.
Oh, I don't either, but he's got to have a really, like, you can't cut out all of his marriage. So somebody has to do it. And if it's going to be somebody.
Were you buying Fail and Perrin though too though?
What?
I mean, like, you can't picture Berlane and Perrin, but Fail and Perrin wasn't that.
I'm a Fail and Perrin defender.
All right.
I mean, I actually kind of like it. I mean, at the beginning, I think they have a lot of issues, but I like that is something that we actually see like them work out over the course of it. But anyway, I don't want to get sidetracked.
Yeah.
So I just, as you've stated it, I don't think I can get on board just because like I don't want to see Berylane and Perrin have a relationship. Just not into that at all. Like, if we have to cut Fail and give him like a different romance, like that is not the one I would pick at all. So I'm
fair enough.
It's that's really what I'm like reacting to is just
fair
like,
enough.
I don't want that.
Skeevy.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you, Rebecca, like entirely, because as much as I do not like Fail, I do not like Berylane more when it comes to Perrin. Yeah, no, I
Stop
don't
making finger gestures. It's getting bad.
So no.
Stop
I
it.
think
Stop it,
that's
Rob.
as far down
Stop
the
it.
rabbit hole as I want to go.
All right, fair enough.
Rob.
I'm continuing the train. Yeah, I don't. Berylane, no, thank you. And I like having a relationship that requires a lot of work. I like having that in the series. I think it's very authentic. I mean, I've had relationships myself over the years where it's like you have to really. Yeah, well, I try. But you've got to.
Yeah, because he's read the entire series.
That you really have to fucking work at to make them anywhere decent, or you just constantly fuck shit up, but you keep together and you keep trying anyway. And also, I really, really like it when Fail comes back at the Battle of the Two Rivers with all the other villagers.
Yeah.
Kind of saves them. Like I really, really love that moment.
I like that.
And I think I don't feel that you could replace Fail with anybody else in that moment. And it,
Berylane would have brought 10% more.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say it, but I was definitely thinking it in
She
my head.
was competing. Who are you gonna follow? I'll follow Barrelane. Sure, why not?
Just saying, I wasn't gonna say it, but now that it's been said,
She'd have brought the women and kids as well, you know. So
right.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe.
That's where we're going with this.
I'm surprised you didn't say 2%, Dan.
10.
So
a metric.
So I'll go next.
All right. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Dan.
No, please.
Okay. So we did an episode a while back on like the kind of best and worst leaders from the series, besides the obvious kind of. And I argued for Barrelane. Looking at Barrelane's history and who she is the entrusted leader and representative of a very, very, very small country that has been under threat of takeover forever. So she's in a spot of a desperate ruler, which means she's going to do whatever she needs to do to ensure the safety of her kingdom and her people, which I think is very honorable, very noble, and what I think most truly good leaders would do. So to that end, she conducts herself in a very light skirt way, as most people would look at her. But intrinsically, she never follows through with any of this. It's all flirtation. It's all temptation. It's all hints. It's all this kind of flirty mechanic to get what she wants and what she needs. And for the majority of her life, doing this in Tier.
Yeah.
She's successful. Maine remains an independent country, though it could easily be taken over. It's successful. They maintain a fantastic trade. So that works out very well. So, I mean, you can kind of... I don't think you can compare it to Fael with Saldea, because nothing she does is intrinsically for the betterment of Saldea, because there's no need. Saldea already has a strong ruling class that keeps them safe, and as being part of the borderlands, they're already fairly secure. They're far away from anybody that wants to take them over, because everybody around them is focused on the Blight. That is to say, as soon as I regain my train of thought, holy shit. I don't love the character of Fael. I've been saying Faelgate forever because I can't stand it. As honestly realistic and relatable the relationship between Fael and Perrin is, I hate it. I hate every last bit of it. I don't think 2 or 3 shining examples of being a decent human being and not abandoning your friends outweighs a majority relationship that's just incredibly, to me, and again, obviously this is all me, that is so problematic that it's toxic. What?
Oh, I said toxic into my hand as I was coughing. Yeah, we use the same word. We're on the same page.
I mean, and that's not saying that I think anybody that supports relationship is wrong or bad. I think it's all valid reasons. I mean, the only critique I ever have generally on most opinions is if you just say it because you say it and you don't have rationale to back it up, which everybody here has rationale to back it up. I think that if Perrin was with Barrelane as early as he was with Fael, it wouldn't make any sense. But I think if it's later on that Barrelane and Perrin come together, then I think it could be useful. But you run into the same things. There's things that Barrelane does that helps the overall good cause that won't happen if she's with Perrin. There's things that Fael does that someone else would have to do while Barrelane isn't there. So it would require a lot of changing of the story. But as far as the relationships themselves work out, I do believe that a relationship between Perrin and Barrelane will work out better than one between himself and Fael. With and without Faelgate or Barrelane Gate, whichever it would be.
Lane Gate?
Barrigate.
Lane Gate.
I gotta say,
it's still called Failgate, even if Barrelane does it.
Still
we just take the E out and just leave it as FAI.
Yeah. Sorry, Ryan, you have not gotten a chance to respond to this. Did you have anything to add or to say?
My thoughts are that I'm down with no Fael. and I'm actually down with no Berlin, and maybe they'll come up with some hybrid character who is likable. and like maybe
someone
we'll
who doesn't suck.
We'll actually root for
Caroline. I like it.
Yeah. Failing. Yeah, I mean, like it's
that's an actual character.
Everything we're bringing up, you can say, well, what about this? Well, what about this? What about this? What about this? But what we're talking about is how do we, these are the things we want Amazon to change. I'm hoping because we want the show to be successful, or are we arguing for selfish reasons? If we're talking about what is going to make it I don't think that's mutually exclusive, to be honest. To be honest, for me, a successful show might not be the show that I love the most, but I'm sure I'm going to like it. But I really want it to be successful more than anything, because I really want them to keep investing in it and get me to the end more than anything. I don't want them to fuck around at the end there.
Yeah,
so, but yeah, like
season 8,
like a lot of these
Game of Thrones.
or
really bad cough
6
right now. It's not.
You should get that checked out. There's something.
I have one too. Season 5 to 8.
There's a disease going around. You should really get tested.
I'm good.
It's called phoning it in and cashing out.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm
oh
aware
god,
of
the
this
accuracy
disease.
hurts. The accuracy hurts so bad. I'm really glad we let Ryan say his piece. That was fucking hilarious.
Thank you, guys.
You're broke, Josh.
I don't think Josh is
You
okay.
did, bro, Josh.
I did the first time, and it did. Now I did.
It
I think
happens at
Josh
least
Smith
once
is-
per episode, and
It does. It does.
Oh.
All right, Ryan, did you have anything else to say? I definitely don't really want to cut you off.
No, but I think it's a great idea.
Laughter is fantastic.
No, I'm going for it. I think it's a great idea.
Excellent. All right, well then let's go ahead. Actually, as presented. Yeah, everybody got a chance. Yeah, as presented, go ahead and do thumbs up to basically eliminate Fail as much as possible and combine her stuff into Barrelane. No, or thumbs down is don't do that.
I hate that you're making me make this decision right now.
Good. Okay,
Everybody in the chat, vote thumbs up, thumbs
yes,
down.
Also vote thumbs up and thumbs down as well. I actually have a really quick question. I'm curious about this. If you do it the other way around, what is people's votes? If you actually eliminate Barrelane and give her stuff to Fail, so you still eliminate that like awful relationship between the two of them.
What you mean?
I'm actually just curious where instead of eliminating Fail and giving her to Barrelane, you eliminate Barrelane and give her stuff to Fail.
If
Yeah.
Fail were not a Saldean princess, if she were from Mayan originally and met Paris.
Yeah, see, that's
that
the
doesn't
deal.
work.
Fail is hard to deal with, but to your point, 70. I'm making this up, but 70% of the time, Karen smells her.
60% of the time,
she smells
it works
jealous.
Hey, wouldn't you, Dan? Wouldn't you?
It was sex wolf.
10% of the 40% of the time that they try to smell, she always smells jealous.
I gotta say though, if to make
99% own 40% of the money, owned by 90% of Mayan and 30% of
Bernie Sanders is in the chat.
fun
Mayan is only 2% of the whole land, and yet
God.
holds 10% of the.
If Bernie Sanders was a Wheel of Time character, who would he be?
I love it.
Send Bowie.
Coplin. He'd definitely be Coplin. Send Bowie.
I was just being mean.
Send Bowie. Bernie Sanders and send Bowie.
I just wanted to break Josh.
Right now.
I just wanted to break Josh.
Cannon.
1% of all
I
of
am
this
once again asking the village
99%
council
of the apple brandy and it's
stop
bullshit.
the evil of roof tiling when thatching is perfectly acceptable for everyone here. Is equality. No more
All
roof
right.
tiling.
All right, guys, before we get any more offensive,
Thor, we need to do something about Nynaeve, Almira.
Galad will be very happy to see that chat overwhelmingly disagreed with the idea.
Excellent.
So the winner theory is that the characters remain separate.
But I gotta say though, if we are going to have Fayo in this story, I guarantee you we will get some scenes from Saldia to give her character some sort of backstory, because we only learn about her by her constantly teaching fucking Perrin like a drill sergeant about her culture, blah blah blah.
Right, and Saldia's gonna be that weird where it's like, I want you to yell at me. I want you to kind of treat me like shit.
Yeah,
If we see like child like if we see images and scenes of her as a child being raised in Saldia, will we be more sympathetic? Yes.
I don't know the answer to that question.
Yeah, see, that's hard to hard to handle.
You know who does? Rafe
Judkins.
Rafe,
All right,
go ahead and
Rafe.
comment below.
Yeah, go ahead and make sure that you put
Rafi.
in the comments what's going on.
You know, we joke about this
Here,
every time.
I'm calling him right now.
We joke about this like every time. But if
Right.
we like look back and we get a notification on
Voicemail.
YouTube 5 months from now, and it's Rafe Judkins saying, "Oh, cool! Like, yeah, we thought about this and talked about this when we were writing the show. All
I
three
would
of us
shit
would collectively shit our pants."
It's amazing how wrong you
Like,
guys were.
We would buy a special pair of pants that all three of us could put on at the same time and collectively shit at once.
Yeah.
All right, but
anyway.
before we actually get into
I would shit on my puppet and buy a new one.
We have a winner to choose.
Indeed.
Who's the winner?
So we're going to go ahead and pick the winner now. This is again for your choice of BTP themed apparel.
Who is
and the winner will be in chat momentarily.
Really exciting.
I just saw the name.
Who is it?
You'll see.
Come on, put it in chat. Put it in chat. I'll keep drumming. Matthew!
Hey, Matthew!
I am not mad.
Has he won every single? Not every.
Well, we've
single
only done
giveaway,
really
but
two.
A giveaway on every single live stream we've done.
He won one on the last one, won one on this
Oh,
one,
man.
and
Excellent.
is also one of our higher tier patrons.
Correct.
So Matt,
Well,
you
congratulations.
you have Matt's luck, Matt.
You do.
Apparently.
I was about to say, now we know that the higher tier patrons might get a little bump.
Yeah, they get extra entries into the live chat.
I did not
tell you
adjust
right now that
anything.
That's not true, but also
I think that's Barney Harrison under a pseudonym.
I can send you a
Barney,
screen
is
grab
that you?
of the screen. Everybody that entered got one ticket.
Yes,
It's we trust you, Andrew. I'm only joking around.
Oh, I know. If I thought you were serious, we'd be talking.
Oh yeah,
later.
the black tire is totally legit.
By the way, what are you doing after this live stream?
Yeah, why
What
would
am I
you
doing after this live stream?
trust
It's
the Black
daylight.
Tower?
I'm going to bed. You know.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much to all of the people who
Seriously.
giveaways. You guys are awesome. Congratulations to Matthew. Congratulations to Eric, and congratulations to
Matt Stagger?
Matt
Stagger.
Man, Matt won twice.
Yeah.
Matt,
Two different people, but it was Matt in both names. But yeah, congratulations to everybody who got the giveaways, as has been stated before, but I will state again, just in case you weren't here. Contact either at Tower Podcast on Twitter or send us an email at blacktowerpod@gmail.com. Or go ahead and contact us on our Discord, and we will be happy to go ahead and coordinate the sending to you of whatever it is that you won. So definitely get in touch with us for that. But this has been an absolute blast. We have had so much fun, as we did before, and as we will probably do again, because we're crazy and we live 4-hour live streams. But thank you so much to all of our panelists, the boys from Way of the Leaf, Rebecca from Reading the Pattern, and Rob
Puppets from Way of the Leaf.
What?
Brothers.
Yes,
The,
brothers.
the brothers from the Way of the
The
Leaf.
brother,
There
the
you
puppet brothers.
The brother
Puppet
puppets.
You
the
calling me
puppets.
boy?
It's the
But yeah,
puppets.
thank you so much for joining us. Thank you again. We could not have done this without you. It was super fun and super exciting. Before we go,
God,
please,
Rob, I need that
in the
apron.
Order.
I
I
know.
know it's so
Yeah,
good.
Rob sleeps in
the
his apron.
order
We all
you-
now know that Rob puts his apron on to go to bed.
Malkier's sexiest chef. He's like, that's me.
It's actually daylight outside. I can show you.
When you entered, Leaf Boys, please tell us again
my
where
video
to
died.
find you make sure that we know where to look?
We are pretty much anywhere on the webs. If you look for The Way of the Leaf on YouTube, on Twitter, on Patreon, on Discord. If you see two handsome puppets, it's probably not us. Look at the less handsome ones. I saw someone in chat said, who's the puppet that looks like Eugene Levy? And I said, yeah, okay. Right on. So yeah, anywhere The Way of the Leaf. We do shows on Thursdays and Sundays. They're live streams. Come join us. See what's up.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Rebecca.
Reading the Pattern on YouTube. All my other links are there, so go check that out.
Excellent.
Go to
And
YouTube.
last,
You're already here at
Already
YouTube.
there.
Certainly not least, Mr. Malkier Talks. Before you go to bed, can you regale the people
Daytime
with
Rob.
where to find
Adderall
you?
Talks.
Just search Malkier Talks. You'll find me everywhere except Facebook, but you'll find me everywhere. Twitter, YouTube, podcasts, like producing other people's shows, fucking everything. I do. Yeah, you'll find it.
Accurate.
Yep,
Awesome. So
Yeah,
again,
this has
guys,
all been a
thank-
massive charade. I'm only pretending like I'm orchestrating.
Yes, Rob has actually been doing the whole thing. Andrew's just putting on a good act.
But for all of our stuff, as chat has told you 1,001 times, it seems by now, go and check out blacktowerpod.com. Much like Rebecca's YouTube, all of our links are there. You can find all of our stuff, our Twitter, our Patreon, the shops, which is especially useful for those of you that want stuff and haven't already decided on it. I have already gotten 2 DMs on the podcast account.
Excellent.
So look at that little shot glass right there. That's the shot glass you won, and that is the one that will be sent to you with potentially minor variations. You know, it depends on what New Creations by Jen does. Won't be that different. But thank you again so much. Excuse me. We enjoy doing the giveaways, and it's because of our patrons and supporters and just the overall support that not only do our listeners and fans provide us, but our fellow content creators like these lovely folks down here show us and the entire community. So definitely go and follow everybody, subscribe to everybody, turn on notifications for everybody, all that fantastic stuff. But for those of us here at the Black Tower Podcast, I have been your Bajan Mahal, Andrew.
I have been your Sorovan Mahal, Josh.
And I have been your Amin Khan Mahal, Daniel. And we hope that wherever you are, especially if you're in London, you're having a wonderful
Good morning.
In case we don't see you again, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
In the shadows, always watching, always running the show.